Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm still echoey. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm Brea Thorne. And, yeah, I'm back, finally. How are y'all doing? Skeeter Gaming? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about? You guys can't see this anymore because the chat scrolled up already right here. If you're on YouTube anyway. But Bears Beats and Battlestars, that's very nice of you to call me your sweet potato pie. Thank you. A little weird, but welcome back. Cracking Nuts, welcome. Jackie Can't Win, welcome. And Triple B, welcome, of course. Dodger Dog, welcome in. How you doing? Apocalypse Gamer, welcome. Coggle, how you doing? Sailor suggested you play Subnautica. I second that, says Cogs. It would be fun, probably, and it is. I've watched a lot of gameplay for it, so I've been spoiled on everything. So it wouldn't be a pure first. Oh, I mean, it'd be first time playthrough, but it wouldn't be a pure first experience kind of thing for that game. Coggle, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed CES. I did. It had its ups and downs for sure, as the title suggests. What does it mean by that? Hold on, I gotta fix this. 1 second. Not enough of a zoom in anymore. You know what? That'll do. It's just a tiny little punch in. That's fine. I'll fix that later. Igor! Good lord, buddy. Igor, thank you very much for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Let's go, nerds. That is a tier 1 sub for Buckin X Body Mass, Shep0206, Asteri Wolfwing, hi Asteri, and Dark Force 2008. Welcome to the swarm. Thank you, Igor. How you doing? Thank you for the welcome back, Dodger Dog. Appreciate that. My title is Sussy. I'm not sure what you mean. Dark Dreams, howdy, welcome. I meant I'm eating some pie, but I guess that could be your nickname. Not really my thing. But I'm telling my other half that made me laugh so hard. I might not. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would tell them that. I don't know if I would tell them. But listen, it just shows that you can be with someone for a long time and still learn new things about them. Shep0206, how's it going? Shep206, I guess I should just say. Dark Force says thank you. That's for the gifted sub, Igor. There you go. And over here in YouTube land, Steve, don't know if you're still here, but. Belated Happy New Year to you as well. What's up, Sailor? Alice, welcome. Adam Williams says, unscheduled rapid disassembly SpaceX launch was awesome. I didn't see it. What's up, Robert? How's it going? More geek than nerd. Adam, I've never really subscribed to the like there's a little bit of each definition in each term. There's a line of demarcation between the two. Yes, but it's more of a Venn diagram than a, you know what I mean. Anyway, don't want to know which. Of course you do, Igor. See, here's the thing, Twitch chat. Twitch would not let me put the same title as YouTube. YouTube was cooler about it because on YouTube I was able to put back from CES parentheses Linus gave me his shaft. Linus gave me a shaft. That happened in the middle of the Asus booth, no less. Oh, there's a clip I need to find. I'll tell you all about it as soon as a few more people get in and we're underway. Let's see. It would probably be in the Asus booth short. Probably at the end. Oh, dang it. It's going to go to... Okay. I can at least prove that this happened. Here. Here you go. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'm probably going to post this as a tiny short, like what the heck, camera? There we go. Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to use the thing that follows me around, but I think it's overheating already. I might have to change it back to the normal camera. Anyway, right. So, check this out.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Okay. Don't know if y'all caught that. Gotta adjust my levels there. Anyway. So, yeah. So that happened. I get to say the thing. Robert's here for the... Okay. That's fine. Hey, Bray, could you post a link to the Google Excel sheets of the past builds you created? I would like to browse, see if there's something that would work versus having you recreate a build. Well, Damocles, a lot of those are older, and stuff changes, especially this year. Like in a couple, and let me see, in probably like 5 days, they're going to be launching 1 or 2 of the new GPUs from Nvidia. All kinds of new stuff is happening, and you know, it's just, there's a lot going on. Besides that, in the industry, and this is affecting system integrators, there are part shortages all over the place. So right now is not a good time to buy. There's going to be a lot of stuff out of stock. It's going to be tough to find things, and there's new things coming out. So anything you know, any GPU you buy right now, if it hasn't already been reduced in price, it's going to drop in value. All right, Shep, you got it. No need to say the number. Take it you got another screwdriver. No, I didn't actually. I did not get another screwdriver. But good guess. But no, did not get that. Braxton, what's up? Welcome. I'm glad I'm back too. MK1312. Can you help me give me advice? I'm running into issues with Corsair with a pre-built. What is your opinion on them? Because I have yet to get a response from Corsair. Well, MKK1312. My suggestion, because I believe we have a Corsair Vengeance channel for it, get your stuff together for that and share your story in our testimonials. As for how to deal with it, you just have to keep emailing them probably. My contact with, like, within the Corsair realm is more with Elgato than anything. The person I used to know who was with Corsair Origin for their pre-builts, Kevin, has left. He was the CEO of Origin PCs. I could have directly messaged him about that and been like, hey, can you look into this? He's left the company. He's now with Robitech. Igor says, I saw the small Canadian. You did see the small Canadian. This year's an understatement. I'm very glad I haven't bought a GPU yet. Yeah. I want that Founders 5090. It looks sick, but you guys have to remember, we're going to have to reevaluate how we evaluate the performance of a GPU. It's funny because people look at frame gen and they're like, those are fake frames. All frames are fake frames. You know that, right? You're not watching a video feed of something. They are generated one way or another. And that is shifting. We're in the middle of a paradigm shift for the way that gaming visuals are created. And we can, you know, be dragged kicking and screaming into that future, or we can accept it and, you know, figure out how. Now, if you want to stick with raster performance, well, AMD's coming out with a new GPU too, and there's also their excellent 7000 series Radeon cards that for some reason people are like, well, I don't like this and that about Nvidia. Well, AMD doesn't do that. Well, yeah, but you know, maybe I'll just get Nvidia anyway. Okay, sure, whatever. Good talk. Thank you for the update of info. No problem, Damocles. They've certainly dropped in stock, says AJ. Yeah, I know. I'm hearing it from all over, from everywhere, from every angle. I'm hearing that. Were you sick the whole time out at CES? If so, kudos for powering through it. Freaking love the short form content. Triple B, thank you. Guys, watch my short form content, please. Whether it's on Instagram Reels or on YouTube, preferably on YouTube, really. I put myself and Anwar, who is pretty much the new editor for the channel, put a lot of work into those. And from here on out, I'm thinking every event I go to, I'm going to focus on short form content, except for a bit here and there, like the Nvidia video that I did for the launch of 50 series. I did like an 8-9 minute video for that. But you guys got to understand, I can see view counts. People don't watch long videos in a booth at a place. They just don't watch it as much. I do like a tutorial and it gets 150K views. And then I do a full tour of all the new stuff coming out from Asus or ASRock or Gigabyte or whatever. And it's just, you've seen that once, you've seen it already. You're done, you know? Tough, thank you very much. I do feel welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back to you as well. Everything's fake. We're trapped in the Matrix. I actually watched the, I don't know if you guys watch Star Talk. Neil deGrasse Tyson is awesome. I follow a lot of stuff he does, but I like watching Star Talk. And he had Lawrence Fishburne on there, and they talked about the Matrix. And of course, you know, Neil had to go over some of the stuff that was scientifically inaccurate, but also share his love for the movie and how it gets a hall pass and doesn't matter because they're consistent within universe and all that. Risen Bull, welcome. If 5000 series a Pascal moment, that was probably 40 series with DLSS 3, and then they're just doubling down. I liked all the IG ones. They were great. Thank you, Skeeter. Appreciate it. Ruchi, probably more like a 3000 series moment. Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, true. 3000 series. Well, the thing is, to me, is that 4000 series is where prices jumped and frame gen came out. To me, that's the more significant thing that happened. All right, you got it, Igor. Thank you for coming through, buddy. Greg NYC, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Swarm. MKK, thank you for that. Would you buy a 14900K and 4090 now? No. Don't get 14th or 13th gen Intel. Do not do that. Do not get 14th or 13th gen Intel. Do not do that. Sure, they said they fixed the microcode, but we need months longer to actually figure that out. It took a while. It took them like a year to even admit there was something wrong with 13th and 14th gen. Or it took them a long time anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't go with that. I would not go with that. If you're doing just gaming, go AMD. If you're doing stuff like video editing, productivity, stuff like that, go with Intel Core Ultra 200. Yes, one of those CPUs. They said there wasn't a problem for over a year. And yeah, it was, but internally it was a known issue and they were still denying RMAs, AJ. I know, it was terrible. Kraken Nuts is breaking. You start roasting me already. I feel like I messed something up on my form and I can't remember what's on it. Kraken Nuts, here's the thing. I'm not really doing PC recommendations on this stream, or it would say that in the title, because I'm not going to recommend anybody buy anything right now. And I know that sucks, SIs. I'm very sorry. I know that sucks. But Nvidia was kind enough to just let us know, they're launching in January. Not which GPU was launching in January, what day it would be, and what order they'd be launched in. None of that stuff. I think they like keeping the entire industry holding its breath and hoping they survive. Jesus. Oh, we straight up said don't buy unless you're getting something super low end. Yeah, yeah. And if you want something budget, that's pretty much unaffected. Nefty, thank you very much. I feel welcome. Thank you. Linus on the Tonight Show. That was great. That was great. Don't give me all that frames art. Don't give me that all frames are fake frames BS. Okay. Where did they photograph that scene from Indiana Jones? Was it they just took the movie and you're playing the movie? It's going to be generated one way or another. Tell me that, okay, Adam, tell me honestly, can you tell me honestly that Nvidia does not lead the graphics industry? Wherever they go, everyone else is going to try to follow. I mean, not necessarily. Intel's doing their own thing, but even they have their own AI stuff, their own upscaling stuff. Now, it's not frame generation, but if this works, like ray tracing seems to have worked, they're going to follow. And you can be dragged kicking and screaming into the future, or you can reassess how you view the way that GPUs work. Yo, Northern Lights. All right, hold up. Northern Lights, thank you for gifting 5 memberships to the YouTube community. Let's go, nerds. That's a membership for Bama Dan, M Shadows 239, Joseph Huckins, Warwolf, and Droobles. Welcome to the swarm. Thank you very much. I pressed the wrong button. Braithorn, I may not be getting a PC in the $2,500 budget range, so I probably won't be buying all new. That's enough to get a 5070 or 5070 Ti, or, you know, any of the new ones. Yeah. Micro Center says January 30th for 5090. Rurutu, that's probably a measure that Micro Center is taking because even they don't know when Nvidia wants to launch it, perhaps. So they put the latest date in January so that they can just say, oh, just kidding, it's the 22nd. I got a 7900 XTX. I quit paying the Nvidia tax. I don't use upscaling. Good for you. Can you say the majority of people will do that? Because that's what guides the industry. Who will spend money where? We vote for with our wallets, which is why the 4080 Super came out for $200 less than the 4080 did. But people are excited about 50 series. There's nothing you can do about that. They're going to buy it. As many people as can buy it will buy it. There's nothing we can do about that. This is a time for us to, again, reassess how we determine these things. Games are going to continue to be poorly optimized. People are still going to be setting their graphics to ultra for no freaking reason, even though it's terrible for your system to do that. It's really... That's just like, yeah, just go ahead and just make everything run super hot and give me just that much better visuals for it. People are going to do it. What's up, Visual Nate? How's it going? If you went to thank you for the tier 1 sub. Look at that, 15 months. Good Lord. If you went to CES, where are your AR glasses? Lol. Not really my department. I didn't even go to I still don't go to the Las Vegas Convention Center. There's nothing for me there. I don't look at TVs. I don't look at VR stuff that much. I don't look at AR stuff. I don't look at any of that stuff. On my channel, I go there for work. You know, it's like I got a scheduled thing. I was scheduled up the wazoo. You guys see how much content I'm putting out in the short form. That can take a few hours each one. And then it's a lot. It's a lot of work. That's just for filming, by the way, not editing. I'll be looking at 5070 upgrade to replace my 6700 XT or 9070 XT. Or you might go 97 XT. Got it. Brand expense. You pay. What's the Nvidia tax? Nvidia can charge whatever they want because they make not even arguably, they make the most performant GPUs in the market. They're the highest performance GPUs in the market, and no one is even willing to try competing with them anymore in terms of being on top of the charts. So they charge whatever they want. You'll notice that people were paying whatever for a 4090. So Nvidia's like, bet. It's the same thing that happened when people were paying whatever for 3080s. And Nvidia was like, bet, how about we get that money instead of scalpers? Nvidia learns, not in the way we want. They learn in the way they want. That benefits their shareholders because they are beholden to their shareholders to make them profits. They're all going to go the way that makes them money. I got myself with the members. You got yourself? How'd you get yourself? No, absolutely not. Nvidia is king. Exactly. And a king is not always wise. A king is not always kind or benevolent. A king is just a king, and they will rule however they see fit. God, I bet Jensen would love to hear that. But no, I actually saw him. I saw him like this close up. I was like, hey. And he was like rushing from one booth to another at the Venetian. But Rob, I was chatting with Rob Teller from Height, the lead architect at Height. He had the presence of mind to be like, hey, can we get a selfie real quick? And Jensen was like, okay, bye. And he took off. So I think I'm ready to tell you guys the story of how Linus gave me his shaft. Yeah, we got 60 people in here. Let's do this. I'll tell you guys all about it. Steam Hardware Survey has spoken. It has, but remember that the Steam Hardware Survey shows people are still on a budget, regardless of whatever NVIDIA wants to charge. And y'all got to remember, there's not a single person in the world who is just gaming that needs 32 gigs of VRAM, that needs a 5090. Anyone that buys a 5090 for just gaming had better be in a position where they're easily able to spend all that money on it, because what they did me a favor. I've been telling people for a long time, you don't need a 4090 for just gaming. You don't need that. Yeah, it's on top of the charts. That doesn't matter. There are great experiences just underneath that, and even farther down. But what they did was, now, if you want to get a 5090, it's the same price as two 5080s. Two of them. I don't think I'm ever going to have to like convince anyone ever again, or at least for this generation, that they don't need to get the top of the line card to have a good time. It is for prosumers. That game also. I mean, if you game and you actually do stuff on your PC that right now makes you money or might make you money in the future, like video editing, 3D design, things like that, where you can actually leverage that VRAM. Unless that's the case, you do not need to go. And also, if you game, because then that's like the peak card to have for that. I mean, I edit video on my PC. I do things like I have run live 3D environments while streaming, doing things like that. I do all kinds of stuff. I can actually use it, and I can actually justify it because I'm a full-time content creator. I don't think anyone who just but like if you have a $5,000 budget for a PC, that's still within that budget. They're just taking a bigger chunk of it. DF Starfield, thank you for the welcome back. Welcome back yourself as well. Thank you. And thank you for commenting on some of my shorts. I see those. I appreciate those. You did it twice. Braithorn, can you still get a good PC for around $800 to $900? Asking for a friend. You helped me build my PC a couple of years ago. Yes, you can. You can. Visual Nate, I run everything on Ultra. Wrong. You say bleed. I say wrong. Don't do that. I'm researching an AR glasses project, hence my interest. I heard they were everywhere. They were over at the convention center where there was a ton of just random consumer tech. They had a lot of that stuff there. Researching an AR glasses project, hence my interest. All right. So is your next stream where you do PC matchmaking going to be after they launch new things? Or at least when I know that they're coming out, or when SIs have them as a pre-order thing. Understand, guys, SIs are going to have their own allocation separate from retailers. Yes. And they're not going to get scalped, but that doesn't mean they're going to be infinite. If you want the latest stuff, there's going to be, it might add a couple of weeks to you getting your PC, but you'll get your part. You'll get your GPU. You'll get your PC. Haha, Frank515 says hello. Hello to you. Haha, Frank515. Skeeter Gaming, Nvidia card or running driving Honda Civic? Yeah. Lesser Puggles, hey, welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate that. Listen, I want the top line everything 32 gig RAMs max. How much do I have to spend for 4K? Are you saying how much do I have to spend for 4K gaming or $4,000? Because if that's the case, put a dollar sign in front of that. Also, I'm not doing PC recommendations until the new stuff launches, which is later this month. It's just don't buy anything that's out there right now because it's either going to drop in price or you could be getting something better for you know, a little bit more. What's up, Crash? How's it going? Welcome. Bone Shock. Would it be all right to water cool again GPU? I'm really new to this. I really like all the water cooled stuff out there. If you're really new to this, don't get anything custom liquid cooled. Do not do that. It looks cool, yeah, but it is also higher maintenance, and there's a little bit of I would get just a liquid cooled all-in-one liquid cooler for your system, for your CPU, and just use the air cooler on the card. Like if it's your first system, unless you just have the money to burn, because understand, all the parts you have to get for a PC, Bone Shock, all the parts you have to get for a PC, all the price of that, all the the build fee, warranty, shipping, all of that. Add like $1,000 to all that to get it custom liquid cooled, and it's unnecessary. It's not a necessity at all. My other account with the gifted members. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right. I see it. Okay. Sorry about that. I was just reading them out. I got people retracting messages over on YouTube. What is going on? I looked at all the games I play on Steam and Epic, and all the games max out at 6 gigs of VRAM. Sailor X, it depends on what your GPU is going to have. I mean, some games will just use whatever you got, but yeah, including more than. I mean, if you have more VRAM, it might use more VRAM, depending on how the game is optimized to run. We're trying to talk him into Subnautica. I've mentioned streaming Subnautica before. I've thought about it. One game I wanted to stream, but oops, I went ahead and played through the whole thing multiple times already while traveling, things like that, was Hollow Knight. God, that's such a good game. Oh my God. Fell in love with that game. And I'm already playing the randomizer for it. Would I have to spend 4K plus for the best everything? But yes, I understand. Wait until the new stuff comes out. Copy. Okay. Are you Navi or something? Because you're like, hey, listen. You're being very aggressive. I'm reading every chat. You don't have to worry. You can just talk like normal. But if you want the best everything, I mean, 4K, 5K, something like that. It depends on whether you want it from a high volume seller or if you want it from a boutique builder, because there is an additional cost for that ownership experience, for the benefits of a boutique builder. My PC is currently in its box due to house projects. That's annoying. But hey, at least it won't get damaged during house projects. Dot Age is really underrated IMO. I just bought Dome Keeper. I'm excited to play that one. I haven't heard of either of those. You think you can help me build a PC? I only have a budget of $800. I mean, yeah, I could do those. Also, guys, don't fill out the form because I have to set up the new one for 2025. I mean, I guess you can fill out this one. It'll be the last couple entries for that. But I still need to make the new form for 2025. Have not done that yet. And it's going to have some different things. Like the budget is going to be more accurate to where there's now going to be an option from 1,000. I'm going to do a range instead of just a dollar amount. So it's going to be like less than $1,000, 1,000 to 1,500, 1,500 to 2,000, 2,000 to 2,500. So there's I think that's a better way to do it. Isn't Elden Ring Bray's favorite game? I would not know. I have not played it, and I'm probably not gonna. I think we need to say Bray rage quit Dark Souls. No, you don't need to see that. I'm very bad at those. I'm rage quitting so hard, I didn't even start playing. Braythorn, ARC A770 or B580 for Indiana Jones. Are those your only two options? I mean, if that's the case, B580 because it outperforms the A770. My brother just built, Darkslayer 1 says, my brother just built his first computer, so proud of him. Congrats, that's really cool. Just because new stuff comes out doesn't mean old hardware is no good. You can build a really great all-around PC for around $1,000. There's no need to overspend. Yeah, that's true. And that's what I was saying. I mean, if you're looking for something budget, you're not really going to be affected by the newest stuff coming out because Nvidia is going to take forever to launch it, to release anything that's like 5060. That's going to take a long time. But yeah, I mean, but if you're in range to get one of the new cards, that doesn't mean you have to get the newer stuff. You can get like a discounted 4080 Super or something if you can find one. Instead of getting a 5080 for $1,000, get a discounted 4080 Super for like, I don't know, if you can find one for $700 or something, that would be a good deal. Ish. Are you into Milsim games, Bray? YK Poison? Not really. Not really. Have you seen the Switch 2 trailer? Go to UFD Tech. He went over the specs and everything. Brett went over the specs of it, and it's looking pretty good. Sorry, but that was just like a phase, like when people say question and then ask a question. I have my AutoCAD open, so caps were on. That's okay, Frank. You're good. Orlando Stevenson says, pro tip, purchase Nvidia stock instead of burning your money upgrading. I don't know. The time to purchase Nvidia stock, I feel, was probably a couple of years ago, or just before 30 series, maybe. You'd be doing real good right now. Because 20 series brought him down, and then 30 series was like, if I recall correctly. B-Mock, what's up, bud? Thank you for the tier 3 sub for 14 months. Good Lord, 14-month streak. Thank you for the support, my friend. How are you? I was really glad to see you made it to CES. Hope you had a good time. And I hope you got to have some fun while you were there. I had upsides and downsides. So let me tell you guys about the story of how Linus gave me his shaft. So I was doing the Asus short. You can watch it on Instagram Reels, or you can watch it on the YouTube channel. I just, because Asus, I know the guy there who's pretty much in charge of marketing for the pre-built sector, for their pre-built department, and for their laptops. And that's the guy I had my appointment with. Every year I've done a thing with JJ, but JJ was swamped this year, so I didn't set anything up with him. And instead of doing the whole walk-around interview thing, I decided to do shorts, and I was going to focus on one thing in each booth for each short. That's the main thing. To be fair, thermal take, I was kind of a little all over the place, but it was just all, at least it was just case-related. And colors. They have a purple case now. It is called Future Dusk. The color is called Future Dusk, and it's my new main case. I'm getting that thing. I don't care if I have to buy it. I do, but well, Thermal Mike said that to just hold off and he'll send me one. But anyways, so I was at the Asus booth and I was finishing up, and I saw Linus walk in, and that dude is fast around CES. He is sprinting around CES. The busiest man at CES is Linus Tech Tip Sebastian. But still, I had met him very briefly at LTX, so I just wanted to say hi. So I said, hey, met you at LTX. It was, it was great meeting you then and great seeing you now. I hope you're having a good CES. And he saw that I was wearing the short circuit hoodie. He's like, nice hoodie. I turned a little bit, showed the backpack. He was like, nice backpack. And I was like, pull this, because the little jean pocket, the little tiny pocket for like a lighter or change or whatever you keep. I keep this in there because I use this to adjust my camera gear if I ever need to. I've got the bits for that in here. And I was like, oh yeah, and I stay, keeping a screwdriver on me. And he was like, oh, so he goes to his backpack, opens up the front pocket. He's like, this is how to get a regular screwdriver through customs easily. I just do this. And then he pulled out the shaft extension. He was like, and I just do one of these. It's great. I was like, yeah, I would do that, but every time I go to buy one, you guys are out of stock. So he goes, here you go. And I just like that. And I was like, oh, no. I wasn't trying. No, you don't have to give me that, man. It's okay. He was like, hey, I can get another one. I was like, fine. Yes. Okay. You're right. So I took that. And this is what I told him. Word for word. I said, man, I know we only met for like 20 seconds at the LTX 2023 banquet, but even then I knew one day you'd give me your shaft. And he died laughing. It was awesome. Andy Andy's the camera guy, had to walk away a little bit. He was like, oh my God. And Linus lost it. It was great. And, dropped my voice like an octave. I was like, I knew one day you'd give me your shaft. And he was like, oh my God. He loved it. So that was probably when I should have come home. That was my peak of CES right there. Finally getting my PC from Skytech on Saturday, says Void Tuner. Wish me luck. Hope it works straight out of the box. Yeah, Void Tuner. That's absolutely best of luck with that. And hey, even if it doesn't, you're guaranteed a working PC. You talk to Skytech, the first thing they'll do is, they will help you out no matter what. And remember, Void Tuner, plug your HDMI into the graphics card, not into the motherboard HDMI port, graphics card. All right. We'll be building. Sailor says I will be building a second PC for the family cabin. I'll put my 4060 in that PC. Hey, there you go. Rex Ramstad, how's it going? Welcome. Simple Green says, not sure when the RTX 4080s are going to get going discounted. They're quite inflated currently, seeing $1,500 prices on the evil sites, Newegg and Amazon. It's the thing about it is, it's not even the sites. I mean, they're plenty evil in their own way, but they allow third-party sellers. And just make sure that it is sold and shipped by Amazon or sold and shipped by Newegg, and then you should be able to avoid that. But they just don't have stock. So these people are rushing. They're trying to see who is going to be willing to buy those soon-to-be outdated parts, quote-unquote. They're still going to be fast. They're still going to be fine, powerful components. But they're trying to rush to sell those at a profit. At a massive profit, but at a profit. Watch when the new stuff comes out. They'll go down in price. Once the new stuff gets scalped, well, the 40 series will go back up a little bit. It's a dance that happens every launch now since scalping PC parts really became a thing. What's up, Beaver? How's it going? Welcome. BMOX says, had to drop in. I told you I was going to upgrade to T3. Well, hey, thank you. I appreciate that, BMOX. Thank you very much. I hope you've been well. That and the Valkyrie battles in God of War. What? Huh? Oh, I'm bad at those too. I want to try them on combat models, strategy dependent like Dark Souls. Boss fight feels similar but easier. Oh, okay. Real Mario V says, or 5. I don't know. I bought a Vengeance i8200 that was almost 5K. It hasn't been 2 years, and right now my games keep crashing, and when I right-click on the home screen, my screen just flashes. I don't know what to do. I'm just debating buying a whole new PC. Real Mario V, I'm going to guess. I'm going to make a guess right now, okay? Is that a 13th gen Intel CPU? 13900K, something like that? I'm just guessing. Anyway, I hope you guys liked my Linus's shaft story. He freaking died. And I went to, on Wednesday night, I think. Wednesday night was the MSI after party thing. And that's one I tend to go to. That's one everybody tends to go to. And I was hanging out with a bunch of the LTT guys there. And I got to tell them that story. And it was priceless, man. They were not literally rolling on the ground, but had it not been in a swanky suite like penthouse bar thing or whatever, they might have been. Yes. Why is that CPU bad? I guess you haven't read the news, Real Mario, about 13th and 14th gen Intel stability issues. And because you didn't see that news, you ended up not updating your BIOS, which would update the microcode that has been frying your CPU over time. Essentially, the microcode that determines how much power goes to each little tiny thing inside your CPU has been sending too much power to certain ones. It fries that one, and then it's like, okay, that one doesn't work. Let's just go to this one. And now you have an unstable CPU. You can swap it out for a new one after you update the microcode. But even just updating the microcode can help a little bit with updating your BIOS. Okay, you can find instructions on how to do that on YouTube. Just updating that can help you with a little bit with stability. I'm dealing with that with my 14900K. Trust me, it sucks. Would you mind to tell us about your sub-level quick cap? What Bone Shock are you talking about? What do you mean? Sarge Marine, how's it going? What's on the warranty on? What's the warranty on it? Even if out of warranty, contact the SI. Coggle is right. Real Mario, they may be able to RMA that CPU for you at least, just as even if it's just the CPU. They may be able to RMA that for you, or you can RMA it directly to Intel. But Intel's going to prefer that you go through the system integrator, Corsair in this case. All right, you got it, Crash. Thanks for coming in. SI she covered under warranty, but I would talk to them as well. Sarge Marine says, doing my best. Happy to hear it. It's all we can really do, right? Darkslayer 1. Yeah, I went to check out Alexander PC, and they're out of stock on a lot of stuff, so I'll just wait a bit. Yep. They are having issues getting stock, and that is normal for the industry right now. A lot are having those issues. I see you've been working on the background for stream, says Hayden. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It's a mess. Like, the whole floor is a mess. Every time I go on a trip, I have to dig everything out, pack everything up. I come home, I explode everything out of my suitcase and my Pelican case, and I just start slowly putting things away. But I have some things around here that are going to help me with organization now that I have everything out. I'm going to be putting it away a certain way. But yeah, I also have PCs I need to ship out for giveaways that were done a few weeks ago. I need to get those out the door for the winners. It's just with me going out of town for Ari's birthday right around Christmas, and then preparing for CES, and then going to CES, and then recovering from CES, because I'm pretty sure I caught something there that was, whatever. Most people did. Mine was here and gone pretty quickly. Anyway, now I can finally buckle down and ship some stuff out, which I'm going to be doing. Yeah, it's a tray CPU, so Corsair would be first point of contact. Yep. Is this going to be a chatting stream? Probably. I'm not going to be recommending PCs much. I mean, maybe I'll do some. I wasn't really prepared to do that, to do any PC recommendations, because I haven't created the new form yet. Maybe I should try doing that like right now, because I just need to copy and paste it and then change some of the questions. That might generate a new spreadsheet, maybe. But no, then it's going to be like, I don't know. I got to figure this out. I could copy the script over. Like the whole script. No. No, it doesn't have the whole script in here, so that sucks. Okay. Settings. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to remake the whole thing. Live long and have stinky tofu. I'll do one of those things, Crash. Hopefully. And it's not the tofu one. How long were you there for? New form? I was there from Sunday to Saturday last week. Yeah, I'm doing a new form so that I'll be able to compare the results from 2025 to 2024 later on, stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm going to change some of the questions up a little bit. Your gift subs, sorry for the confusion. Okay. Sure. There is tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 2 subs, now they're supposed to be basically extra emotes that you can get, and mainly that's it. I don't think I have many of those, if any. I probably should do that. But mostly it's just if you want to show extra support. Twitch gets a lot more of they get like at least half of the tier 1 subs. They get half of it. And if you're a partner plus, you can get a better split on that. But once you go up to tier 2 and tier 3, most of that goes to the content creator, as far as I'm aware. Maybe less, I don't know. You should go watch someone. You should go watch someone? What do you mean? Like, just watch? Video about the Switch 2. Who was that person? UFD Tech. UFD Tech. Go to their YouTube channel. Go to their YouTube channel and look at their shorts, and they have a short about the Switch 2. No, just come play Valheim with my wife and I. I played Valheim, and it didn't click with me. It was pretty fun for a while. We did a few streams, but it just... I don't know what it was. It just did not click for me. It's one of those things where it's like, I need to dive into this to really enjoy it, and I don't have the time to do that. Yeah, do that, Real Mario V, and do me a favor. Again, join the Discord. Here's the link right here. Bam, bam. And write out the story of what's going on. But the thing is, we've all heard this before because it's 13th gen and 14th gen Intel that had issues. That's just a known issue. Like it's, but we want to, what the community is going to want to know how your experience is getting a service from Corsair. That's critical because any company can build you a PC. That's not what you're really buying. You're buying that from them. But the other thing you're buying from a pre-built system integrator when you buy a PC from them is the ownership experience you're going to have. There's other aspects to it, but that's one of the main things. Jumping in for a minute. Hope you're all well. Same to you, Steve. I hope you're doing all right. Bray accidentally crashes Skynet. I hope not. Well, I mean, I hope they don't exist, actually. What do the system integrators have on clearance? All of them, Adam? All of them, just off the top of my head? I don't know. I'd have to look. And for that, I usually would refer to System Integrators Weekly because I'll have time to do research and sort of share that info. SI Weekly is coming back. There wasn't a whole lot of reason to do it until the new stuff there's more info on the new stuff. And that's why I just did the Nvidia video, but I'll be able to talk about like what you can expect with the new stuff coming out, what you should plan for if you're looking for a new PC, stuff like that. That I'll probably film this weekend and publish on Monday, Tuesday. New editor for the channel, so we're still figuring out the workflow for SI Weekly. Looked into it. Your system should have an extended 4-year CPU warranty. Lesser Puggles, thank you for looking into that. That is very cool of you to do that. These are the kind of things, Puggles, that I usually would refer to going to like the Tech Questions channel on the Discord, because when someone's not streaming, like I'm here reading a bunch of chats, responding to everybody, you can sit and you can go do research, do things like that. And I should have done that actually, but we have people who are volunteer techies in the Discord who are awesome that set time aside each day or a few times a week to just help people out with questions like that. And that's invaluable. And they're all vetted too. They go through an evaluation process and it's really good. Drop an APC testimonial in the Discord. This concerned my brief experience with their tech support. Dropped one. Okay. Wait, new editor. I feel like I've missed a lot. Yes. No, Cuddles had to leave the channel, Hayden. On good terms, and we're still best buds, but like, you know, he couldn't do the editing anymore. He's still part of the community and all that, though. Darkslayer. Oh yeah, you were talking about that. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah, when I used to Vegas shows every year, there was a good 3-day recovery period afterwards. Yeah, that's me. Plus, on top of that, I have chronic fatigue syndrome, which makes anything that I do like that just on another level when it comes to the burnout that I feel afterwards. If the short form videos are Bray shorts, will the long form videos be Bray trousers? Just say pants, Sailor. You can just say pants, unless you don't say pants. I want to respond to some of those tech questions, but I saw it was techies only. What's that whole process? Generally, you will talk to someone like Alucard Markov on there, or Cuddles if he's on, Mr. Cuddles. And they just basically will ask you some questions. They'll do a form, like the form submissions I take, and they'll see what you suggest, because a lot of what those are, hey, I have this budget. I want to do this with my PC at this resolution. What should I get? And then from there, you would basically, we have sort of a list of SIs that we go with. Ones where I'm guaranteed, just there's different reasons for it. Mostly it's based on feedback we've gotten from the community. But yeah, it's just based on like your answers, that kind of, and just a Q&A that we kind of do. I haven't done one in a while. I did the first ones, but I've been, especially since Cuddles had to leave the channel, it's just been a one-man show for me for a while. That's why there was like so little content, because I was like, I don't know what to, like, I've been working in a certain way for 4 or 5 years on this, and now suddenly I can't do that anymore. So I was like freaking out last month, and I was just like, all right, 2025 is a reset. We're going in with a clean slate, and it's going to be better. I have a new editor. He is, if you watched any of the shorts, he's very good. So let me tell you guys about something that happened at CES that was not so cool. That was not quirky and fun like Linus giving me his shaft. So I was already planning on not going to CES. In like November or so, I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to afford to pre-book like ahead of time, which makes it a lot cheaper. I'm not gonna be able to afford to do that. Not a lot. I mean, still expensive, but then I was approached by a company I will not name. I'll tell other content creators about this so they don't get burned the same way. Although other content creators are usually smart enough to get contracts, whereas I was trusting because I had worked with this person before, at least the person at the company, not the company themselves. Now it's all kind of soured for me working with them. But basically, I had a contract to do a full video of their booth and 2 short form content pieces. And that was going to pay for my whole trip over there, basically. I also, you guys will notice if you watch the shorts, there's 2 sponsored shorts from Starforge Systems. And it's the reason I like those is because I'm not looking at one system and saying, hey, everybody buy this. I'm looking at some of the unique things that they do, period. To me, it's fine to do as when it comes to travel stuff, going on location, doing things like that, and not like evaluating their whole site, all their products, things like that. I feel like that's okay for sponsorship stuff. I have a pretty nuanced approach to those things, and I'm still sort of evolving that as I go. But anyway, that helped. But it was day 3 of CES because I paid for everything myself in December to go to CES, flights, Airbnb. And then, of course, all the expenses on the trip. And it was day 3 when I was going to be filming the video and the 2 shorts. I went there, and then the guy, my contact there, told me, hey, yeah, we're not going to be able to do it. Excuse me? Like, what do you mean we're not going to be able to do it? I'm here. Not here in your booth. Here in Vegas because of this thing we were going to do. I wasn't going to come to CES. I didn't have, sponsorship until you offered it to me. So yeah, they backed out. And now I am in a pickle. I'm going to have to figure out my finances now because now I have spent, I think I probably spent $2,500 or more going to CES, maybe $3,000 or so. Something like that. It was expensive. It was expensive. It is expensive to go. If you don't book like months in advance, it's very pricey. And I only booked a month in advance. It was still pricey. So that happened. I know you guys, some of you guys, and I get this feeling. I understand this feeling. I skip sponsor messages when I'm watching videos, things like that. I do that. But you guys, if you haven't done this, where your whole livelihood is based on trying to make helpful videos and give information and do all this stuff, like you hear sponsorship and you're like, ew. No, that's what makes the content creation world go round. All that free content you get to watch is because of those sponsors. And in this case, I trusted someone who I thought had my back. And here's the fun part, guys. The whole fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. They did the same thing last year for CES 2024. But at least at that time, they were decent enough to let me know before I flew out there. Not on day 3 of the event when I was going to be filming. Like, I was ready to go. Robert, I remember you saying the travel portion was covered. I mean, the whole thing was supposed to be covered by the work I was going to do. No. And here's the thing, like I've hired someone who is like, Cuddles was awesome. Mr. Cuddles was amazing with how much work he put into the channel. He started it with me from nothing. years ago, just doing fun videos and stuff. And he would get most of the ad revenue from YouTube, stuff like that. That's how I'd pay him. I don't need to go into the nitty gritty of it, but because like, I don't know, he had a full-time job though, and editing was a hobby for him. The new editor is a video editor. Like, that's what he does. That is his bread and butter, his trade. Which means that he knows way more about video editing than I do, more than Cuddles knew, because we were both amateur. I'm still an amateur video editor. I still don't have, I take forever to edit video. I'm not fast at it. I'm not built for that. Some people are. I'm not. But that also means that this person, I'm paying a professional video editor now. And I went to CES saying, all right, I'm going to be getting this payout from this work we're going to do. That should cover most of the other stuff I'm doing. It'll cover the trip, and it'll cover me paying you for. I had to go dig into my own pocket in order to, which of course is the same thing as if I made that. But I basically had to, I had to pay him. You saw how much content he put out. We had already started putting out videos by the time I was told that they're not going to sponsor videos anymore for CES. This is the kind of thing that makes people quit content creation. You guys understand that, right? I was already close to that. Like in last month. And it was Gordon's passing, and a couple other elements that helped. But it was Gordon Ma-Ung's passing where I remembered, like, no, this dude believed in me, and he's one of the best people to ever do it. The OG of modern tech journalism, believed in me. And he went through stuff where the whole, a magazine would shut down, and he's just like, all right, we'll go somewhere else, and I'll keep doing what I do. And also, my kiddo, man, my kid loves what I do, and I don't want to be an example of giving up on your dreams just because some people do not take you seriously, do not consider you as a person with financial needs, with someone who is relying on you to come through with what you said you would deliver. I'm a little tilted about it. It's understandable because this same person has done this to me twice. And I'm not going to be dropping names. I'm not trying to create drama. It's just, I don't think they watch my streams anyway. They're not here. And I'm not trying to talk behind their back, because if I was, I'd be saying who it was. I'm not doing that. But this is a serious blow to the renewed confidence, the determination I have found. I'm not going to let it stop me, but it's trying its best. It's almost like this person wanted me out of the industry, because there's no way you can look at something that's like a whole trip that I wasn't going to go on and say like, all right, I'm responsible for that, but whatever. Like, oops, we spent too much coming to CES. Our bad. We don't understand finances and financial planning and how to work with people. You're cool. We're still cool, right? Like, what's up? We're cool, right? Like, I got that afterwards. I got that treatment afterwards. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. We're cool though, right? Like, how would we be? How would we be? This is time number 2. Literally exactly a year later. But no, again, it is my fault in a way for not getting a contract, because I hadn't had to have contracts to work with this person before. I didn't. And the funny thing is, when they did this to me for 2024 CES, that was with a different company. So is it really the company's fault, like both times he said it was, or is it that person? Because what's the common denominator between those two situations? Well, there's me, I guess, but that guy. It hurts though, because you think someone's a buddy, and when it comes down to do the professional thing, the right thing, Even if that thing is ahead of time informing me, hey, we're not going to be able to do that. If you need to cancel, you might want to do that. We're not going to be able to cover it. You don't tell someone when they're ready to work and they show up. Like, let's go. I got my camera, got my mic, got my everything. Yeah. Ray, my cousin in DC makes side money by doing Uber runs from the airport to nearby hotels. That could be an option. It is unfortunately not an option for me, Sailor. Now I want to know who that is, so I never purchase anything from them. Yeah, Michelle, I'm not trying to be unprofessional by naming names. I'm relating a story to you guys that can't possibly get back to that, to like I don't know. It could have actually been a situation out of their control. I'm not privy to the behind the scenes stuff. It's more that it wasn't told to me ahead of time. Like that's, going into an event like that, here's how much money we got. Now, the thing about CES, and this is where I'm like, wait, maybe this happened. You get a lot of big content creators who will stop by your booth. Big content creators. And someone like that, yeah, they'll charge you 10 times more for the content that I would for sponsored content. But 10 times or more people will see it. And maybe you make a deal on the fly and you're just like, that guy's my buddy. He'll understand. That could very well have happened. I would not be surprised. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. I did leave early that day. I was just like, I can't, but yeah. Just chat subject ideas. Like, what's the cheapest computer we could find from the SI right now? Yeah. I actually wasn't even going to share the story with you guys tonight. It's just the problem is, like, other than that, I had a great time at CES. Hello, right? I made Linus crack up. That's awesome. Okay. Saw some great people. Meeting Splave was super cool because that dude and I immediately hit it off. Like, we just actually, one of the things that probably saved my trip was that was on Thursday, day 3. Later that night, like in the late night, because I went to a Bits Power party that was fun, and it was really cool, and there were a lot of people I knew there. But the thing about it is, I like, it got too crowded in there, and I was not like, it was a great party, but I wasn't really feeling 100%. So I went to the Splave PC and Ice Giant LAN party, which was later in the night, and we just hung out. We just hung out like for hours. It was amazing. And like there, so please check out the Splave PC and Ice Giant shorts that I published today, because they're doing super interesting stuff. They were literally breaking records right there while we were all chilling, eating pizza and drinking. I drank a little bit. Probably it's something like that. Is like, that's when I'll feel comfortable, when it's not a million people around me, but just a few people that I get along with. But yeah, no friends in business. I mean, I guess, yeah, lesson learned. Unusual, because when I was in a different industry, that company would book the flights for you. Well, he said they weren't able to do something like that, and instead it would be just a full amount, which I was like, oh, that's more than the flight and the stay is going to cost, so good. That's fine with me. And again, I also want to give props to Starforge Systems, because they actually, they had only booked a single short, but they booked another one, and that helped a lot while I was there. It did help. It wasn't nearly enough to cover the trip, but it took the sting off a little bit. And they had really cool stuff going on too. Visual Nate, yeah, I'm not sharing who did it. DF Starfield, thank you. I'm going back, actually. It's Ruzen. How's it going? Welcome. Sorry, I really got into my story and I missed a lot of chat. I need to respond to some of the characters. I saw techies only. Okay, all right. So you're gonna look into being a techie. That'd be cool. We can always use good techies. It is a volunteer thing, because as you can imagine, if we will get to a point to where techies and mods and stuff like that are paid on the Discord. That's a thing that will happen at some point. I'm just not there yet. I'm just trying to not have to get a day job and quit full-time content creation as it is. Where's it even at? Hayden, CES is in Las Vegas. Very expensive place. Conventions are expensive. Short notice conventions are significantly more. True. I planned mine more than a year in advance and it still costs 1.5K to go. Yeah, and you can't eat anywhere in Vegas for less, at least definitely on the Strip, which is where everything is, for less than $30 a meal. It's crazy. Telling you after the flight is devious. It is. They got me there, but I was like, you know what? Don't have time to edit right now. I'm paying my editor for every short that he was like, if you still want to film. I was like, I can't afford to film your booth now or anything else because I'm paying per video here pretty much. Like, I can't afford to do that anymore because of you. And I might not be able to film anything else now because of you guys. Did I yell at him? No. I was very calm when I said this because when you raise your voice, that's what people do. But if you soften your voice, that's what they do. Point made, though. Yeah, it's. I've got to start treating this like a business. And what I might have to do, guys, I might have to get management. They would never have let that slide. They would never have let that slide without it. Would never let it be like, hey, events coming up in a week. We need a contract or no deal. Instead, I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, I know that's 100% awful. That's when you, as a company, just take the hit and plan better next time, but keep your reputation. Yes, exactly. Skeeter, you guys don't have to buy me subs or anything. You don't have to do that. Well, Barry, despite all that unfortunately happened to you, I really hope everything going forward goes well for you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Keep the amazing work. Never stop what you're doing. Thank you. If you guys want to support what I'm doing, then here, I'm going to do this. Content playlists. Here we go. Don't go there now because you're watching this, or maybe open it up in another tab or something like that. Watch the shorts, share the playlist, do something like that. Because here's the thing, if they do well, I can take that to a real sponsor who knows what they're doing, and I can actually get sponsored because, guys, guess what? CES compared to Computex. Computex is the actual biggest PC tech event in the world. And I got to go last year because of one benefactor who helped me get there. Asked for nothing in return, and I will appreciate them forever for that. It was a company, not a person. I wouldn't have taken it from a single person. I wouldn't have done that. That trip cost $10,000 because it was booked last minute, and I hired someone to film for me over there because Cuddles couldn't make it. Anyway, watch the shorts, share them, like, comment, all of that. Help them blow up in the algorithm because I'm not yet in the shorts algorithm on YouTube. Like, I have an algorithm for my long form content. I'm in there for that ish, depending. But every time you do something different, there's a period of like, and if it does well, eventually, if it does better, it starts to go up. So help me out with that. That's how you can really help me. I don't want your money. I don't want you to be spending a bunch of money on my behalf. I don't want you to put yourself in a similar situation to the one I was in because I spent too much on something I shouldn't have. Yes, it was for content. Yes, it was to go on the trip. Yes, it was to see my friends and colleagues and make new contacts and stuff like that. But man, some of that short form stuff is good. Is good stuff. And I filmed everything on the little DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and it came out really good. I'm sure you'll agree. Lester Puggle, CES is a show for iPhone cases. You can't say that this year. Like, Nvidia launched their whole new lineup of GPUs there. There were a ton of PC companies there. There were more SIs than I've ever seen there before. It was a big show this year. It's not for iPhone cases. Though I do have a short coming out about some phone cases, but they're not what you think. I have a short for Newer. You know, these guys make a lot of the gear that I use. Lights, all kinds of stuff. I'm being lit with Newer light right here. Not a Newer mic stand, or it's a Shure mic, but whatever. I have a lot of Newer gear. Newer, they've never been able to tell me. But I actually have a short on how they're making, because the phone cameras have become so good, they have professional camera, like cages as cases, which have screw-on points for lenses. It's insane. That one's going to be fun. That one's coming out tomorrow. Thank you for tabbing that. I appreciate that. Vintage Gentleman. Hi, Braithorn. What kind of mic is that? It has a vintage look. It is a vintage mic. Well, it's not. It's a new mic based on the vintage microphone. This is the Shure Super 55. S-H-U-R-E. Shure is one of the biggest names in microphones, particularly for broadcasting and recording. This Super 55 is this one. I love this microphone. I will never give it up. I will never let it down. Okay. Belgig says, sorry that happened. I enjoy your content. I think you're a great content creator as well as seem to be honest and genuine. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe there'll be other opportunities. You know the phrase, one door closes, another one opens. Well, here's the thing, Frank and everybody else. There is good news from it because, I mean, when there's certain people who I'm familiar with over there, and I let them know what was going on, what had happened, and they were like, 2025, we are doing this. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We got you. It's just for the next couple of months, things are going to be really dicey for me. I mean, seriously, like $2,500, $3,000 down the toilet on the trip. How do I just adjust? Also, never put your eggs in one basket. And I didn't. I had the thing with Starforge as well. But like the main gear one came out awesome. The main gear short was great. The main gear suite was awesome. They were really cool with me. They told me about how they listened, and you can go look at their pre-configs on their systems. No more weak power supplies that are underneath the manufacturer's recommendation from the GPU manufacturers. Like storage options, things like that. They have been listening to me for a while now. And now it's time to work together because, well, all I'll say is that it's interesting how the MG1 has a number in that name. It's going to be an interesting year. I'll say that. If you know, you know. But I'm not going to divulge anything else. That's true. Yeah, I mean, AMD plus Intel plus Nvidia all showed up. They did. AMD was cagey. AMD did not have the best. I usually prefer AMD's keynotes to Nvidia's and Intel's. They usually come out swinging because they have to. Now they're overconfident because of the 9000 3D V-Cache chips, and they were really and also they reduced their team on the graphics side severely last year, from what I understand. So that's why it wasn't forefront. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That newer content sounds interesting. It is. It is. Oh, wait till you see the setup they had there. It's really cool. Vintage Gentleman, you're very welcome. I can see why you would want it. The username checks out. I showed my better half that Thermaltake purple case, and wow, they were blown away. Between the Thermaltake and Starforge, I've watched them at least 10 times each. They're visually stunning vids. Thank you! Triple B! Thank you. That is deeply gratifying to me. The thing is, like, I could just point a camera at something, but no, if you ever see me in one of these booths, I'm like moving around with the camera, doing all this stuff. And Onware, the guy's the editor now, he loved the footage. If you get bad footage, garbage in, garbage out. There's not a lot you can do as an editor with bad footage. So I will take some credit for myself, pat myself on the back for that. But he did a great job editing, getting the flow right, doing all that, just fantastic. Not completely down the drain. The short Canadian gave you his shaft. That's true. That's why when y'all were asking how was CES, I was like, it had its ups and downs, because it did. Love your streams and your content, everything you're doing for PC community. Thank you, Hayden. I appreciate that. AMD's playing their cards real close with Intel in the ring. That's true. And that's what I said, like, when Alchemist came out. I was like, Nvidia is not worried about this. It might seem that way, the way they're threatening their add-in board partners to don't carry Intel, do not build Intel, or you lose all subsidies where we don't get our chips. That's a big move. But that's just a power play from Nvidia, whatever. But I said it when Alchemist came out. I was like, who needs to be worried about this, whether it's good right now or not, because they have stated they're committed to it, is AMD, because they're currently owning the budget side of things. The B570 came out, and it's well regarded. Now, don't put a 6-year-old CPU in that system that's like 4 cores or something, or 6 cores, or whatever. Just don't put a really, really weak CPU. Just a good budget one, like a newer budget CPU. So it's not great for just upgrading an older system that's a budget system. It's better for building a new budget system and picking parts wisely. Like, don't completely cheap out on your CPU. 7600X, something like that should do fine. Sauce SSA says, "Sup? How was CES?" It was good. It was fantastic. So Bray, did they have anything cool at CES this year? Hayden, I went over this. It was this. He gave me a shaft right out of his own backpack. Also, Colton told me he's going to send me a commuter backpack, which is great, because there's no way in hell I could afford one right now. And guys, I should be getting finally a laptop for review from Asus, which is going to be great, because I hate lugging around the big desktop replacement style gaming laptop that I have. It sucks for these kind of trips. I just need something that can edit, that is small enough to take, that's like maybe a 15-inch. This is like an 18-inch laptop I've been taking with me. That's like 12 pounds. It's crazy. With a giant power brick. It's like 12900HK is the CPU. That's from 12th gen Intel a few years ago. But anyways, so I may be getting a really, really nice laptop for review. Plus, we're going to get an Asus pre-built for review. If you haven't seen that short, you should, because we've got notes. I got notes for Asus, man. But they are putting work into their pre-builts, where you actually have configurable options, not just your Costco pre-configured plastic case crap that they've been selling for a long time now. That's just Nvidia being Nvidia. They've always been bullies to the market. Onware, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Oh, here, hold up a second. Let me do something real quick. There we go. People have been talking about how much they like the shorts, dude. You did a great job. Bray's laptop has a Cummins diesel generator powering it. Might as well. Dude, you really don't need YouTube mods. There's not much hassle here. I'd happily do it if you need it. I can't do the whole streams. I do it for fun. Oh, yeah, YouTube is usually pretty chilled. It is, however, the one where I have been harassed via a raid. I'd never had that before on... I've never been harassed like that on Twitch before. It did happen on YouTube. But I put things in place like slow mode for 5 seconds, and you need to be subscribed for 5 minutes in order to message. Guys, you got to understand the reason for that is because we got raided and harassed once by people who were just spamming horrible messages really fast. I have stopped the ability to do that because of that. Sorry, they ruined the party for everything. As a contractor writer, I'm hearing the good faith trip and standing out of my seat yelling no. I'm not trying to martyr myself here, but I am a trusting person. I tend to see the best in people because I choose to. I want to. I've kind of always been like that. Hasn't always paid off, but there's times where it really, really has. And I'm usually somewhat perceptive. I can usually tell when someone's like, they don't intend to be a good person here. Whether they are in other situations, fine, but they're not intending that here. But I made a mistake here. Yo, Northern Lights, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. On Twitch. Yes, there. Thank you. Yeah, I saw GN's new vid testing the B580 on more budget chips, and they came to the same conclusion I did. Yeah, they tested the B580 and B570 on that. Yeah. Did you see the Newegg stock in the Ryzen 7500F? I have not, no. Yeah, backpacks are expensive nowadays. Well, anything's expensive nowadays. Oh, that's why I brought that up, because my current laptop would not fit in the commuter bag, but I am trying to downsize everywhere I go now on these because I get sore. I am walking more. I'm walking every day now. I go on walks because of cartilage issues in my knees. I cannot run too high impact, but walking's not a problem. I've been walking pretty much every day to try and exercise. It's why I can do these trips. Guys, you can't even tell you how much your muscles will atrophy if you do full-time content creation and you just sit here and you don't have a workout habit. I didn't need a workout habit at my last job. It was 12, 13, 14-hour days of physical working and brain power stuff because it was enterprise ISP work. And that means you're not only figuring out networks and stuff, but you're also throwing around a 28-foot ladder going up to the telecom pole and, running lines. Running RG11, like running 150-foot drops of RG11, which when you're trying to pull that much RG11 up to the pole and hook it, that's a lot of weight. I had good exercise at work, but now I sit in front of a computer all day, or I maybe put together a set here, do B-roll, film videos, things. There's a little bit of physicality to it, but mostly not anymore. Did you see the punching bag at CES? I did not, actually. Awesome. Lots more good content to come. Hey, Onward, look at that. What's that little pink diamond right there? What is that? What is that thing next to your name? That's weird. I just gave you VIP, bro, because you were a VIP of this CES. You made it work. Asus pre-built was dark and glossy. I loved all that glass, but I'm curious about the thermals. That's what we're going to find out, Triple B. Speaking of, how was that little PC you built a few weeks ago for traveling? Did you use it there? Skeeter, I ended up not being able to take it with me because that case is a little too big for my carry-on, and I did not want to check it. So I basically need to take that system, put it into a slightly smaller case, which is going to be fun. But I might be getting one to do just that from a certain company. So we'll see. But what's up, humanity? How you doing? They sold out, then launched it. They had it for $165, and it was thought Newegg. I still get them through AliExpress. Through Newegg? Oh, yeah, you do have to refresh to see it. Go ahead. I'm the same way, Bray. Don't feel bad. It's a good way to be. Yeah, it is. I would rather have faith in people and be proven wrong than have no faith in people and be proven wrong. Well, I mean, guess you'd want to be. Well, no. You know what? They can't all be bangers, all right? I can quip some good one-liners. That one wasn't great, but hey, you get the idea. When Bray powers on his laptop, all the lights in the hotel dim. I got a wrench on other channels, and I promised to be a fair but firm ruler. Joking. Super late night all. Oh, you got it, Steve. Thanks for coming in. Love the badge. Hey, there you go. No, you're a VIP 100%, dude. 100%. Like, I'm looking at the one that I edited, which is the newer one. You can watch it if you want. It's in the Dropbox. I'm publishing that tomorrow. It's just not as good. My plugins thing, my drag and drop, my plugins, all that, transitions, all that, it's not working on this PC right now. I basically need to replace this PC because of the 14900K, or I have a 14700K tucked away, or I need to put that in there. It is not damaged, I believe. That would probably help a lot with stability because some stuff just does not run on this PC now. That, or I need to convince Kelt to send me a 285K system with that new 5090. Kelt, if you're out there, buddy. My Talon's not doing so well, dude. It is not doing so well. It is limping along, and there's definitely that permanent damage in there, and it's causing all kinds of issues, man. I'll be running basic stuff, and my RAM is at 98%. I have 96 gigs of RAM, people. I have like 4 tabs open in Chrome, and maybe I have Premiere open or something like that. And it just, the RAM just, it's like out of RAM. I don't know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and freeze. How about that? That good? 165. Oh, okay. Got it. I watched, it's good, but just takes a bit more time of going back and forth. Yeah, it does. And it's because I filmed it differently. I didn't do where I'm talking directly to the camera the whole time, and then we put B-roll over that. It was the last day. It was the last couple hours. I was like, let me just walk around. And this is how I see a lot of people do it. They'll just be looking at stuff and talking. And that gave me a little less leeway to work with it a little bit. If you want to tweak it a little bit, you can. The majority of the work is done there. Just don't expect good like organization within the file or any of that stuff. Oh, also, I have footage from last year in there that I'll need to put in the Dropbox for that to work and then relink it. Never mind. Don't mess with that one. Don't mess with that one. You're good. Because that footage is coming off of my 18 terabyte hard drive, not the Dropbox. Onward goated, my friend. Short form content was top notch. Pat on the old it was great. I concur. It is very hard to get anything larger than ITX inside of a carry-on. True. Guess what? Bravery's been looking at some recording equipment with Sweetwater. Sweetwater's great. I wish I could do something with them. Unfortunately, I'm not a setup guy. I'm not a music guy. I've done a couple of music videos, like music production videos, but not anything professional level. So yeah, a little expensive, but not super terrible. You know what to look for. Yeah, no. Sweetwater's great. I like FL Studio. It's just not. It's not what I had. So thank you. Lots more good stuff to come. Yo, speaking of which, Tech Blacksmith just gifted 10 Brayathor memberships to the community. Let's go, nerds. That is a membership for Flying PJ, Marcos Alvarado, J-Jab, Auric Merciless, Corey Duarte, Aaron Alford, Thomas Edwards, Faceoff 007, Fishing People 305, and Wiz Nation. Welcome to the Swarm. Thank you, Tech Blacksmith. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Hey, there's Flying PJ. Braithorn, maybe you should fill out the form. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Need more. V-Color just dropped some 256 gig RDIMM sticks. Need a teeny bit more CPU power, though. Yeah, I'm not running Threadripper. Can you imagine that on Threadripper? With all those memory channels? Woo, buddy. That is crazy. RDIMM sticks, 256 gig. Yeah, they have some. Also, if I go with Core Ultra 200S, I could go CUDIMM. Yeah. CUDIMM? Yeah. CUDIMM? Is that the wait? Which is the not? I don't mean the one that's flat on the. What? I confused myself. Never mind. Are you building? Or are we just chatting tonight? We're just chatting tonight. I mean, we have to wait until we have either more details on the Nvidia launches, or they launch. We got to wait for that. Clocked on buffer dim. Yes. CU dim. Got it. What is the terminology? What is it? I forgot what it's called when it's the flat on the motherboard that sockets in. What was that one called? I talked about it at Computex. Gordon had an awesome video detailing it. I don't remember. Not SODIMM. No. Cam. That's the one. Yeah, SODIMM is just laptop RAM, basically. On new Xeon chips, you can overclock those. Nice. Wrong chat? Oh. That pronunciation is on point. Thank you, Nefty. It's Nefti. Thank you. That'd be great if I mispronounced your name. Tech Locksmith, you're very welcome, and I am well. Thank you for asking. You're welcome. Glad to hear it. Hey, Brady, does Kingston make good RAM sticks? Yes, Kingston makes some of the best, most stable stuff. Here's one thing. If you see it in Falcon Northwest in the Falcon Northwest configurator, you can be sure they tested the hell out of that stuff. Falcon Northwest has a long reputation for reliability, so they are not going to risk that on stuff that is not stable. And when DDR5 was a newer thing, they were testing stuff out, and they were like, wow, the Kingston stuff is the only one we'll sell because it's the only one that is stable. It's the most stable. So for one thing I want to mention, all right, I'm going to give myself some credit here. I already did this in the Nvidia video, the 50 series launch video that I did. I told you all about this. But I was literally talking to a guy I know who he's with Nvidia, and I was talking with Kelt Reeves of Falcon Northwest about this at the LAN 50, which I kind of had to sneak into. They didn't invite me to that, but I got in anyway. Thank you, Jacob. Anyway, so I was talking to them about this, and there had been rumors that dropped just a couple days prior to the impending, because that night they were going to be announcing, this was on Monday, they were going to be doing the keynote that evening. The rumors that had come out were like, oh, the Founders Edition is going to be $2,500, and the like AIB high-end binned silicon high-end GPUs, $3,000. I was like, okay, first off, that would be terrible. $1,999 is what I'm thinking, but that's already bad enough. Like, if they wanted to repeat the success of the 4090, they should either keep it at $1,600 or go up by $100, like they did with 4090 versus 3090. They went up from $1,500 to $1,600, and that for way more performance. Like that to me was like, okay, that's fine. They went to 2,000, but here's what I was telling them. I did not know this for sure. This is what I had sussed out. I was like, here's what I think's going on. And this is with someone from Nvidia being right there. I think perhaps someone big brain at Nvidia put those leaks out there so that when Jensen's on stage and he says $1,999, we're all going to be like, whoa, that is so reasonable. I'm so glad it's not $500 more than that, when we should all be like, $2,000? That's a whole computer. That is twice the price of the card just under it. What are you talking about? But instead, we're like, oh, you had me scared. You had me thinking it was going to be expensive. $2,000? Yeah. I chatted with TJ about it. He was like, if that's what they're doing, they're playing 4D chess. I'm like, what do you think? I couldn't picture Jensen playing chess any other way than 4D chess. Maybe Star Wars chess with the little holograms. You know, that's an option. But I freaking called it, man. I was dead on. Spot on. What I didn't call, what I didn't understand, what I didn't get right, I thought we were looking at anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 for the 5080. Did not expect them to keep the same price as a 4080 Super. $999. That caught me off guard. Actually taking my EMT classes here. Super excited. That's awesome. Congrats. Good luck with that. Kingston's the most stable stuff in the industry, 1,000%. This guy gets it. Sorry, this person gets it. Shouldn't assume anything. My bad. But yeah, cam memory is really exciting. It's just like, it's not really like when it's something where it's a subtractive upgrade if you were to upgrade that, because you're removing what's in there, putting in a replacement. You can't add to it. But the funny thing is with DDR5, you do that anyway, because with DDR5, it's not really suggested to do 4 sticks of RAM for stable. You're going to have slower speeds if you do 4 sticks of DDR5, typically. Anyway, I'm not as much of a RAM guy. Like, watch actually Hardcore Overclocking or one of those guys. Buildzoid will tell you about RAM. I'm not the best with that, because I hate RAM overclocking. You know, ask Splave. Splave knows. They were probably priming the audience to get a better reaction. That's what I'm saying. It's a pro gamer move. All right, I hate to say it. It is. To be fair, the 40 series cards were the real big brain priming. I mean, maybe they orchestrated the shortages. That was priming it. Maybe they put all those cards on eBay. The scalper call is coming from inside the house. Yeah, I wish Micro Center still carried Kingston as well. Yes, same here. The real nice thing with cam is signal integrity, especially for unfilled channels. Excuse me. Unfilled channels are the bane of Memory OC's existence. Well, I applaud you for getting into the weeds on memory overclocking, which it sounds like you probably do. I did not have the patience for it, especially with AM5 memory training. Hell no. No, thank you. What's up? Finally gave in. How you doing? Easy Jake Oven. What's up? It has been too long. How are you doing? Skeeter. I mean, Sony did do that with the PS5. What did they do with the PS5? No problem, Sailor. I will always recommend Kingston for RAM. They're very, very good. Aeon Upheaval, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I feel bad because now anyone who comes in is like, what's with the title of the stream? I'm just going to be like, it was one of these. I already told the whole story. The hilarity has passed, but yeah. Get here sooner. I'm kidding. Whenever you get here is the right time, guys. Don't worry. You just might miss a funny story or 2 or 3 or 4. Marathon, do you have a Windows CD key sponsor? I'm thinking of yeah, I do, yeah. It's VIP CDK deals. Just look at my latest SI Weekly video. Latest being like it was in November. I know. It had to take a back seat when Cuddles left. I had no workflow for SI Weekly. But yeah. Watch the 9800X3D video, or the video about the 2 SkyTech systems in November. The links are in the description. Go check that out. Code BRAE25, BRAE25. I've used a bunch of codes from them. People in the community have used a bunch of codes from them. They work, which is what's important. Said there was a low supply to drive up hype, and it was not actually the case. Stores were only allowed to put out a few at a time. There, apparently, I know already of one SI. It's a boutique SI, to be fair, that is only getting 5 5090s. 5 of them. What the hell, dude? Well, 9800X3D will be back to normal. It's going to take, I mean, it takes, what's the turnaround time for manufacturing on 9800X3D? Is it like 8 weeks, 12 weeks, something like that? It's going to take some time. It's going to take probably a month or 2 to get back on track. You'll find some, but not a lot. So you can still get them from SIs, but even in the SI channel, they're hard to find. This may be an off take, but I don't see the need to buy a new GPU with how high the prices are right now. Well, no. If you have a GPU, if you have a system, you're good. Don't you worry. You guys know me. I'm not the type to be like, upgrade to upgrade. You know, like, if you're wondering why you should upgrade, it's so that you could upgrade. That's the logic. I'm not like that. I don't like that mentality. It's the mentality I know part manufacturers would love for us all to have, but that's not what I do. Is there anywhere else I can get Kingston instead of Amazon? Because they keep doubling up in price. What the hell? What do you mean? You know what? Hayden Allen Official. A place. Let me see if they carry them. Hold on a second. hell? One of the low-key awesome places to get computer components that is stable, that keeps things pretty simple, is B&H Photo, of all places. There's your link to a search for Kingston computer memory RAM. There you go. Yeah, go there. Get it there. They've got stuff in stock, ready to go. And people don't shop there. People do. It's not included in PCPartPicker.com. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. It does show up. But it's like not the default place to go for PC parts. But they got awesome deals sometimes where you get like a CPU motherboard, combo, things like that. It's really good. No problem, Hayden. You're good. They should also have storage, SD cards, all kinds of stuff from Kingston. Newegg or Walmart? B&H Photo. Ruber 2. What's up? That's 5 more than I'll ever own or touch. 5 more what? What did I say 5 of? Did I say 5 things? I don't know. Oh, 5 5090s. That's right. Well, no. You have to understand, Ruber 2. This is a company that sells computers, and it has been for a lot of the industry, for all the whole industry. It slowed to a complete standstill because of Nvidia. A complete standstill. Almost nobody is buying PCs right now. Probably wisely so. But imagine being a system integrator. You still have people to pay. You still have bills to pay. You still have to pay the government, the taxes for employees. You got to pay your taxes. You got to pay to exist. You have to pay money, and no money is coming in. Oopsie poopsie. It sucks right now, especially for the boutique SIs, a lot of which don't necessarily have a big old safety net for times like this. And heck, even larger SIs that depend on insane volume per month are hurting right now. Aeon of People says, I'm glad scalping doesn't happen in small Norway, but I guess supply also is very low. Did not know you were Norwegian. Very cool. I hope the winter is treating you okay up there, but you're probably used to it. Yeah, we're basically having to tell people maybe late February, especially for water block availability. Lesser Puggles, have you told me who you're with? I'm sorry. It was a long trip, and I'm very tired. I'm trying to claw that memory back if you have told me. But I might be looking for nothing if you never have. SI get a hold of as many GPU and refuse sell GPU separately and use all for build. Oh, okay. Right, CEC. Got it. Okay. I need to respond on Discord because y'all reached out to me. I'm very, very sorry. From Black Friday, Cyber Monday to now after CES, this is the busiest time of year for content creators and for a lot of people, really, in this industry. But I basically get into go mode and don't stop. Tell people to stop buying from scalpers. Okay, Rutu, I'll get right on that. But that's why there's still stuff, those third-party sellers on Amazon and Newegg, because people have wised up since the pandemic. Some of y'all might be wondering, maybe I've never told you this story, or maybe you're newer here and I haven't told you this, but there is a reason why someone who is a PC DIY enthusiast and DIY enthusiast in general for the last 25 years that covers pre-builds. And that's because during the shortages, the GPU shortages during the pandemic and the crypto boom, I was like, I'm really getting into YouTube and streaming, but my RX 580 ain't cutting it. So I need to upgrade my GPU. And I was like, the 3070 looks pretty good. 8 gigs VRAM sucks, but like, doesn't suck. It was fine at the time. And not a lot of games were really getting over that. I could play everything, and even with my 8 gig RX 580 at 1080p, medium settings ish. Anyway, so I was like, I can already rock 8 gigs of VRAM. That's fine. I just wanted the 3070 because I can afford that. And then I was like, oh my God, it's like quadruple price on eBay. What the hell? And then I was like, all right, I know I'm going to go to iBuyPower. And I went and looked at iBuyPower, and for the same price as just buying a 3070 on eBay, I got a whole 3900X 3070 system for the same price as just the graphics card on eBay. I was like, I feel like I should probably tell people about this on YouTube. I should probably make a couple videos about this. And they went, so I was like, okay, this is what I'll do now. I cover pre-builts. And honestly, someone who's been building for a really long time, who has probably I've developed some good habits when building and all that. And I was very particular. I think it's a good person to evaluate SI builds. I learned a lot. I learned that I was not yet the right exact, because I needed to learn about the SI industry before I judged it. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. They don't learn the SI industry before judging the products it produces. You should probably learn the industry if you're going to scrutinize it. Anything you're going to scrutinize and criticize, you need to understand it first. Obviously. I don't know why I went slightly Sean Connery on that, but obviously. Says, I hope the winner's okay to a literal Viking. On the internet? Literal Viking? Just being like, yes, I will conquer internet. Whatever. Like, what? They're on Twitch, dude. Take your time, man. We've been on crunch as well. I have like 6 different projects. I barely made it right before the pandemic when I started doing video editing full time. 2700, 1080 system for like $750. God, I missed the 10 series. 10 series was lit. I didn't have one. But that's the thing is I didn't have, like, I've typically not spent a lot on my hobbies. I had a kid, you know, I was like trying to be responsible and put money where it needed to be. I'm not good with money, so I have to force it, you know. So I never had a 1080 Ti, which I regret, because good Lord, that thing is, it's not competitive anymore, but it was just a diamond. Yo, Robert, thank you for grabbing that Swarm membership. You're not on the list, though. You are not. I know that. Maybe you are. You have been. Have you? I don't know. All Norwegians are Vikings. You have to be with that kind of weather. I mean, fair. Jasmine, how did I not say hi to you earlier? Welcome. Hi. Snow melted already. It's in the city. It's 6 Celsius now. 6 Celsius plus now. Living southwest coast Norway. Praise the Gulf Stream. Yeah, that airs. I'm in Texas, like close to the Gulf. We're sending that over to you. There you go. You're welcome. Well, Brave, it was fun chatting with you. I hope you have a great night. Keep up great work. Thank you, Hayden. And check out the shorts. Check out that. There's a fun playlist. Videos are a minute and a half long. I think the thermal take one is like 2 minutes. Just fun content. Check it out. Like, comment, do all that stuff. If you want to help out after, the crap that happened with CES, there was a lot of fun stuff too. And I made sure to cover that in videos, and Onward did an amazing job editing it. Yeah. My 1080 served 4 good years. Loved it. Still, yeah, that is good. That was a good purchase, really. Also, never stopped being hilarious. Thank you. I have a final exam tomorrow, physical science. What do you go study? Go study. I hate chemistry. Watch some Nigel Red videos, or Nile Red videos. His name is Nigel, but watch Nile Red videos. It'll make you love chemistry. The second it hits 40 degrees Fahrenheit here, I'll be writing. Oh, motorcycle weather. That's hoodie weather. That's driving windows down weather. Absolutely. I'm maybe 50 or 60, but yeah, 40 is pretty chilly. I'm in Texas. Of course I feel that way. Visual Nate, Norse descent. Nice. Dark Slick. Darkslayer 1 earlier said they admitted to holding back cards during the shortages. It was in the news, but it was a tiny story, and they barely talked about it. You talking about Nvidia? Because, yeah. Nvidia loves to control the market. They will straight up say it. I watched Kobe's Lab. Never seen Kobe's Lab. Hayden says, who? Nile Red. Also, his videos are very relaxing, except when they're a little stressful because something might explode, but they're very relaxing. He's got a great voiceover voice. The cadence of it really is what it is. That's relaxing. Saw on the forecast here in Houston, crazy times. Snow on the forecast. Ooh, yeah. Yikes. It's going to be 9 here Monday, Fahrenheit. All right. Yeesh. Maybe leave the motorcycle in the garage that day. Yeah, it's barely any snow, and if there is, it's gone very soon. If I want skiing, it's only an hour, 20 minutes to the ski lift drive. Sounds chill. Passed my English 3 final exam today. Congrats, Hayden. Hell yeah. To 6 different ski slopes, actually. Maybe I'm missing something after all these streams. I've not found a way to join the swarm from iPhone mobile stream. Had to use desktop. Android users who are watching the YouTube stream, are you able to join to get a membership to the YouTube channel? I need someone to get a membership to test that out, please. Did that work? Please let me know if that worked. Anyway, periodic videos, good too. Oh, like, is that a channel? I thought you were talking about my upload pattern. We're supposed to get 12 inches of snow tomorrow and this weekend. Good Lord. Ray, can guess my favorite subject is music. Could be history. Could be anything. But I would think it would be music. Like bands, something like that. It's my guess. What are you most looking forward to in 2025? Computex. Computex should be really good. One company, and I'm putting this out there right now, that I am hoping to work with to go to Computex and go to their facility there is Height. I want to work with Height on, I want to see if they can help me get out to Computex. And I want to do, I wanted to interview Rob at CES. Rob Teller, the lead architect from Height. You may, if for those of you who are old school viewers of the YouTube channel, you may remember the interview video I did from PAX East 2022. Fun fact, that's the only video that Steve from Gamers Nexus has commented on my channel, but it was a nice comment. Until it wasn't, because he could not make a comment without correcting me from something I said in the interview. That's very Steve. That's just how he be. But anyway, Rob Teller, really interesting dude. And I talked about going to their facility. He said that could probably be arranged. And they're going to have... They're maybe, probably, perhaps going to have some new things there at Computex. New things. Now, I don't know. That might not be the case, but I don't know. We'll find out. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Do you have any travel tips that you've learned from going to these conventions? DF Starfield. When it comes to shoes, comfort over style. Every day. My Echoes, they were pretty expensive. Like, well, they're like in the shoe world, they're not. It's like 150 bucks. Oh, snap! What is this? Yo, Hack Smarter just raided with a party of 28. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. How the heck are we doing? Hold up. Shout out time. The Hack Smarter, Not Harder, and says enjoy the raid. Thank you very much. I like that. Hack Smarter, Not Harder. Everyone coming in and saying it. Look, guys, this is how, because you all know I love to raid. This is how we got to do it. We got to get a unified message, something positive, get it out there. I love that. What's up, guys? How is it going? I stream ethical hacking content. Love that. Love me a good ethical hacker. That's very cool. Almost went down that path myself. It just didn't take for me. I ended up doing, for my IT journey, just network admin, break fix kind of stuff. That was my jam. Broad and shallow, which seems to serve me well in what I do now. So for those of you who are new here, let me tell you what we do here. Accidental bars, for one thing, apparently. My name is Braythorn, and what I do is I am the PC matchmaker. A lot of you guys who are watching Hack Smarter, you're going to be more experienced in PCs, and that's awesome. What I do is I am the person at the gate, like opening the gates for everybody. Come on into the PC world. It is awesome. Also, PC world is awesome. What's up, Adam? How's it going? Miss you, Gordon. I just totally derailed myself there, but I help people find, through my YouTube channel, I do System Integrators Weekly, which is just like talking about pre-built PCs to help that huge underserved audience of people who are looking for help with pre-builts. That's not overly negative because it's just a computer that is built for you. Like, that's all that is. It's just that. I help people find good ones. There are some bad SIs out there, and I never hesitate to point them out and tell them to do better, but whatever. Anyways, and on the streams, people fill out a form, tell me what their budget is, what they're gonna do with their PC, and just different facts like that. Whether you want to run your gaming at 1440p or 4K or 1080p, because that changes the kind of GPU you need, all that kind of stuff. And then I help with either a PC DIY, a DIY building parts list, so you just buy the stuff that's on the list and build it. You're good to go, or a quality pre-built. I'll help you find that stuff. That's what I do. It is more hype than it sounds, to be honest. But no, Hack Smarter. Everybody drop a follow. I did a shout out there. Drop a follow for Hack Smarter. I know I'm about to do that.
Yo, you caught me when I'm not streaming. I stream every...
Yo, yourself. How's it going? I like your background, by the way. That is a really cool background. I still don't have a channel trailer. I'm streaming for a minute here. Are we going on PC dates? I mean, sure. You just, make sure you treat your PC nice. Take care of it. It will take care of you. Does that make sense? Where's Computex held at this year for? Forgive my spelling check. Spell check does not know what I'm trying to spell time to time. It's in Taipei, Taiwan. I went for my first time to Computex last year, and it is one of the best experiences I've had doing this job full time. Was going to Computex, and now when I go to CES, I'm like, yeah, but it's not Computex. I appreciate it, I'm sorry, Hack Smarter. As you can imagine, as your name would suggest, I'm sure you can understand why I don't allow links in chat, because there might be someone who clicks the wrong link, and I don't want to be. But you can just DM it to me, and I'll see it, and go there. Shoot me a whisper. Here you go. YouTube IRL. It's just YouTube at Tyler Ramsby. Well, it should be here. And you're about, right? Tyler's YouTube channel. Okay.
Hey, what is up, everyone? In this video...
You're good at having your trailers. That's good. That is good. 31 points EK. Very, very nice. Very nice. Here you go. Here you go, guys. Don't know why I'm not showing you the goods, but there it is. And let me drop you the link here. Why does it look like that? Just give me the actual link. Whatever. It's fine. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch as well. I don't know if you do that actually, but that's how I like to do it. Who has not? That was a sentence, probably. Anyway, yes. So nice looking channel. I'll have to check this out. You're very welcome. Trust me. We're actually pretty close in subscribers. I'm just about to push into 40K. I'm like a 2,000 away from that. Hey, is that a Shure KSM32 microphone? Is that a KSM32 or something in that family of microphones? Love that microphone. Yes. Best, one of my favorite large diaphragm condensers. The highs are so bright on that. It's really nice. The camera follows. The camera follows. Yes. I've switched for this because I used to be in a room that was somewhat treated, but this room now, since I moved into this place, is not treated. Hold on, let me. Wrong way. There we go. I switched to dynamic microphone, and I'm on the Super 55, and now I cannot get over this thing. It's part of my whole aesthetic, and it sounds pretty good, I think. But yeah, the KSM32, when I'm doing voiceover, every time. You have good taste. Do you ever have issues with plosives on that microphone? I know of a really, really good, well-fitted pop filter for that. It doesn't match the color scheme, but you don't want plosives in your sounds. This actually, I couldn't even do that properly because this has them built in pretty well, but it's not amazing. Sometimes it'll catch a few. Just a quick hello from the purple side. Nice. I keep forgetting to go this way. Remember, hack smarter, not harder. There you go, Robert. Love my $80 SM58 Shure mic. I used an SM58 for streaming for a while. It is a fantastic microphone for multiple uses. It is proven. Shure is just like, come on. Love it. I mean, I can't be like CDawg VA and get a Neumann or anything. That is too rich for my blood. But it's funny. I was watching. I don't know if you guys watch CDawg VA, but and by the way, go subscribe here like this. This is how you do it. There you go. Go subscribe. I don't know if you guys watch CDawg VA. I like CDawg VA. I've been watching his stuff since it was just like the old. I bought these cheap cosplay videos. It's really funny, but he did a video where he was doing these crane game lucky bags thing, and you can listen to him going from his little studio with the Neumann microphone. Listen to the I'll just show you. Hold up. I'll show you. Listen to the difference in this. Although if you're just watching on a phone,
now you might have realized.
If you're watching on a phone or something, you might not catch this. But let me pause the music for a sec, or just mute it. There we go. Listen to this. Listen to the richness of his voice here, and then after he switches to the lav microphone on location.
Realize that Japan loves lucky bags, and they also love crane games. So when I heard that they decided to combine these two things, you know I had to make a video about it. So I'm hoping with a much smaller budget than usual, just $200, we can maybe win some amazing prizes out of these lucky bags. Let's find out.
But of course, I can't do it alone. Tahoe is going to be joining me on this lucky bag madness. Now, I've been here once before.
Literally goes from...
Let's see what we can find with these lucky bags.
And of course, I'm here with. It's just so different. It is just night and day. That is a large condenser, a large diaphragm condenser microphone versus the tiny capsule you get in a lavalier microphone. It is the surface area of the diaphragm that catches those longer sound waves, those deeper sound waves, those deeper tones. This is not that great at it. This microphone is not that great at it. And
if I want to sound like CDawg, I have to use a bit of a filter.
Because when he's in front of that microphone, I think he gets in his voice actor sort of mode, and that's when he just gets all the low tones and just, yeah, I'm actually not using the filter now. I can kind of do this a little bit when I want to. He has trained his voice to use those lower frequencies. I actually used to do a lot of singing and singing very high notes. So I'm a little more, I've trained my voice more in the upper registers. But anyways, lost 70% of the bass. Oh yeah. I forgot how we got, oh yeah, the KSM 32. Anyways, it's crazy because what actually really tipped me off is that this particular finish on that microphone is very distinctive to me, and just the shape, of course. But anyways, called it. But anyways, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. You probably streamed for a while. You need to go do some, take care of yourself, grab some food, go relax, maybe get a screen break, do what you got to do. But thank you again. Thank you for trusting me with your community. I genuinely appreciate that, and hope to see you around. I'll be checking out your YouTube channel. Mine as well is linked there. I cover, if you're a really experienced PC guy, it's not going to be of that much interest to you probably, because I'm more for the those that are newer to the hobby, but still. Worked at Micro Center for a minute. Before I left, I grabbed a classic SM7B with a preamp interface plus interface. That sweet employee discount. Very nice. Yeah, everyone uses it for a reason. The thing is, what kills me is, so I watch CoffeeZilla, and he uses an SM7B. This is also a super cardioid dynamic microphone. He should be using a Super 55. It would look amazing in his setup. And it would sound very similar. Not the same, but similar. Hayden, yes, they do. Micro Center does. But I think Dynamic might need a cloud lifter or preamp. It's hard for me to say because I have not used the Super 55 on anything but my Rodecaster Pro 2. So, yeah. Dave's Dimension, what's going on? Tech Blacksmith, also getting yourself the membership. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Frowler says Android user. Tech Blacksmith, I guess, was doing that. Keyword case. I see what you did there. Well, no, I don't know what you're talking about, Robert. Dave's Dimension. Braithorn, haven't caught your streams for a while. Hope you and the community are doing amazing, and hope 2025 will be an awesome year. You haven't caught my streams for a while, probably, Dave, because I haven't been streaming since before Christmas came along. I just took a break from it because I needed to for a couple of reasons, and then, of course, CES came around. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've streamed, but I am back. And, yeah. The SM7B does definitely need one, but it doesn't need one on the Rodecaster Pro 2. That's one of the selling points of this. Has great preamps, great power delivery, and all that. Great boosting for a dynamic microphones generally need a good preamp in your audio interface. Something like a Scarlett 2i2 ain't gonna cut it on its own. It needs a cloud lifter for an SM7B. Singing sneak peek. I used to actually have this thing that you could get with channel points, which was Tenacious D time, where I would sing 15 minutes of a Tenacious D song of my choice. This is back when I was a gaming streamer and before all of the, yes, I used to be a gaming streamer. That didn't work out for me. But talking about PCs did, and I'm very happy about that. Anyways, I stopped the music. Sorry. Ooh, good song to start back in on. So I would sing 15 seconds of a Tenacious D song of my choice, and I can rock some Tenacious D. I sang for a long time. Never classically trained or anything. Never got singing vocal lessons or anything. I just sang my whole life. I really liked it. Not with Go XLR. Yeah, you do need a cloud lifter with Go XLR. Go XLR. Guess I'll be looking on Sweetwater and Micro Center for music stuff. Not a bad combo. Where can I hear you sing? Nowhere. I don't have anything out there with me singing. But I used to do it on stream. That's why people need to be on top of clipping stuff on streams, because you can catch some pretty cool moments. There's just not one from that time. My 286 SX DVX mic pre is 100% cranked for our SM58. You don't need that for SM58. SM58 runs on like on the weakest like interfaces, at least that in my experience. It's not like an SM7B. You don't need to crank that. You might be clipping it a little bit, or you might be getting close to clipping it. If you ever find that you have to like back up from the mic or do anything like that to not clip, you may want to try it. Run it without without cranking your preamp. I know you're not a music streamer, but do you have any recommendations on music production, recording stuff to look at? I mean, I've used, let's see. What the heck? It's been a while for me. I've used PreSonus interface. I've used the Scarlett 2i2 interface, but you need an audio interface basically to interface your guitar or whatever instrument you're doing. If you're just doing MIDI, then you do whatever MIDI stuff, you know, you're going to be, you know, you just need USB to MIDI kind of stuff. Then you're usually fine. What the hell? I can't even remember the name of my keyboard. It's been that long. But for software, I used Studio One 4. Studio One, both of them spelled out, Studio O-N-E 1, and then the number 4. That's what I used. They might be on 5 by now because it's been years. Stats and Stats Podcast is gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And that's a Star Fox 333. Thank you very much. 60 plus decibels. Good Lord. What the hell is a keyboard that I have? It's been in a box for the longest time now. Oh my goodness. I'm going to kick myself when I remember what it is. Yes, Arturia Key Lab Essential. 49 key. Yeah. It's the Arturia Key Lab Essential. 49 key keyboard, lots. It's got touchpads on it, stuff like that. Yeah. About $200, 220 bucks. Really not expensive. Works great, but remember, a MIDI keyboard doesn't make sounds on its own. You need to have a DAW or something like a DAW or something like that, where you have it channeled into it, and it will then play samples or whatever you're doing, or synths, things like that. Do you have a budget mic you would recommend? It's okay. So if you're going to be putting up any sound foam or anything like that, then I can say something like the Elgato Wave 3. There is stuff like the SM58 from Shure. That's just like, it looks like a karaoke microphone because it kind of is one. There's a lot of great budget microphones. Honestly, with the microphone market the way it is, you almost can't go wrong. Just don't get the Razer one that they came out with recently, because there were issues with it, like clipping like crazy, sending feedback, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Don't do that. If I'm thinking about the right one. Who else makes pretty decent budget microphones? Fifine. Fifine makes some pretty decent budget microphones. Fifine. Good to see you. I'll have to go do good things. I will see you on the next one. Is RGB your best self? Robert? Okay, you get all the points for that one. That's excellent. Also, can't recommend the Quadcast anymore. Fifine has been really impressive at the price point. Yep. Lewitt as well. Lewitt is a little bit, some of them are a little too steep for a budget microphone, I would say. I haven't really looked at Lewitt microphones for a while, though, so I could be very wrong about that. Civil mic setup is Rode Pod mic and a Clark Technic CM1 mic booster and any interface. Aeon, if I was going to be recommending a budget setup, though, I would probably go USB. I wouldn't go with something XLR. I would go USB for a budget setup. But here's the thing. This is a big but. You can look for microphones that have both USB and XLR, or a headphone jack out of the USB microphone that can go into an audio interface. You could do that too. But a decent USB and XLR microphone is going to be the Shure MK7. Point Crow uses that one. That's a big recommendation right there. But yeah, Shure MK7. A little bit more pricey because it is both USB and then there's a newer version that uses USB-C, by the way, not USB, not mini USB. Or micro USB, which was a pain in the butt. But no, USB-C. The newer version uses USB-C. It might not be the MK7 anymore. I need to see what it's called. Sennheiser have that Shure have that Shure as well. Shure as well, yes. Samsung does have that. I think Best Buy. Micro Center has a large selection of mics now. What's up, Ghost Poner? How's it going? And Best Buy does too. Yeah, Micro Center does. Best Buy is okay sometimes. It depends on the location. Some locations don't invest much in that department. Be wary of blue mics. They got purchased by Logitech, so it's uncertain what's up there. Yeah, I stopped with. I never really recommended blue mics that much, mostly because they don't really need my help. If you guys want to see one of my favorite videos that I did before the pre-built stuff, it was my very tongue-in-cheek review of the Elgato Wave 3. We're talking about how long ago was this? I'm gonna look here. Videos. This was in November 24th, 2020 that I made this video. It is, I mean, it's not polished. It's not amazing. But at this time, back in 2020, what we were doing was Cuddles would edit stream footage, like gameplay stuff like that, to do like a gameplay compilation, stream compilation 1 week, and the next week I would put out a video that I had produced and edited just myself. That's how we used to do things before System Integrators Weekly, and I was filming and Cuddles was editing those every week. But I felt like I was a little funny in this one. It was pretty good. How did this do in views? Not a lot of views. Really not a lot of views. Good Lord. It was a good video, and it got 330 views. At that time, that was a lot for me. 330 views, guys. Man, I put a lot of hours into this video. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Okay, I've been missing some stuff here. Samsung G-Track Pro is pretty solid. Oh, okay. See, the thing is, I've found my forever mic, I think, with this one. So I don't test microphones much anymore. I didn't even really do that many to begin with. SM58 doesn't look great if you're using a camera. It's a Singer mic. That's true, but it sounds amazing and it's easy to set up. Hey Barry, if could I give you a band recommendation on one of the bands I listen to, even though we have different metal taste? Sure, if you want to. NV7 SM7B RE20 is more podcast mic that look great on camera. NV7, or you mean MV7? NV7 is a Fantex case. The RE20 is pretty pricey. So is the SM7B. These are not newbie microphones. These are not budget microphones, which is what we were talking about. A lot of friends told me your mic sounds extremely good, and it's $80 Shure SM58. Yeah, the thing about an SM58 is you have to have an audio interface because it's XLR. That makes it's not the best budget option, but it's solid. It's not bad. It's not the worst. Outlaw of Torn. I ended up buying pre-built from PC Tech Bros. 7700X with 4070 Super, I believe, 10 gigs with 12 gigs on that one. With 32 gigs RAM and 2 terabyte SSD for $1,800. Shopped around and it seemed like the best deal. That's a good deal from PC Bros. I haven't evaluated them in a long time. It was funny. So, and yeah, guys, I am mostly chatting this. I'm not doing PC recommendations this stream. We're starting that up closer to when things are going to launch, which is probably, I mean, we're looking at what, next week? Probably. Yeah, they were saying like 22nd, 23rd, we can probably expect stuff to drop. That was from different sources at CES. We'll see what drops first from Nvidia, all that. But yeah, or I'm going to look around, and probably my next video is going to be me looking at who has pre-orders out for 50 series. It's what I got to do, guys. Anyway, Skeeter Gaming, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. You are subbed. There is an animated lurk emote, by the way. Just saying. I'm a bit of a fanboy for that Fantex case. I'll see myself out. It is a very nice case. Unfortunately, funny story, Lesser Puggles. The NV5 and NV9 were able to be retrofitted with the sort of Project Zero and BTF rear connectors on the motherboards because they came out after the NV7 and have more cable management space. The NV7 has not very good cable management space, so they were not able to do that. Interestingly enough. I found that out at Computex last year. No, you're good. MV7, yep. The MV7 is special because if you look at a Rode Pod mic, it's just XLR. You got to get an audio interface, a USB audio interface that does mic XLR to an interface, and then interface USB to your PC, right? You have to have that. But if you get the MV7, and there's a newer version of it, I don't remember what they changed on the name. I can look it up. That one has either USB or XLR, meaning if you upgrade from just having a USB mic to having an audio interface later, you don't have to upgrade your microphone. You can switch to XLR, which is a little bit, it's cleaner. They might not, there's other things that are nice about it. No system resources to run that microphone because it's all being run on your interface. Your system resources now run the interface instead. But anyways, let's see here. What is this? Hang on a second. We'll look at this in a second. I just want to... No, don't pop up. Don't stop me from browsing your site. That's stupid. Show the connections, you dimwits. Come on. Ah, it's the MV7i. That got expensive. It's now $349. Sorry, I'm not showing you this. What is this? Okay, so here. So this is the MV7i. And this one is $150. Now, what's the downside here? Well, if you look at the connectors, this does not feature XLR, but what it does feature that you could plug into an audio interface is the built-in headphone jack. That means you can run it through an audio interface. You just can't use XLR that way, but it is USB-C. It is pretty cool looking, kind of reminiscent. Looks like the pop filtration's pretty good. It doesn't have the metal cage like the SM7B or SM7DB, but it does have distancing plus foam, which is a good combo for filtering plosives. Looks like it comes with a desk stand that nobody should use. You should always use something like a mic arm to get it off your desk so that you can hit your desk and it doesn't translate into the mic. But for $150, it's not bad and sure makes a hell of a good microphone. Now, this is the one that I was thinking of. Oh, MV7 Plus. This is $279. What is your deal? Okay, this is the one then. And it comes in white. Very nice. The MV7 Plus has USB-C and it has XLR. Do you pay for that? $279? Yes. But that means you don't have to buy a new microphone when you get an audio interface down the road if you get serious about streaming. You can just run this off a USB and there's Shure software. You have a headphone jack right out of the microphone. I personally hate using a microphone without being able to hear me monitoring myself. It's a big thing for me. And a lot of broadcasters do that. A lot of people do that. A lot of streamers do that and they listen to themselves. But yeah, no, this is probably what I would go with. Not that one that's way more expensive. There's a little light bar in there. I mean, they're being competitive in that way. Anyway, I'm missing something here. What am I missing over here in chat? Hey, Braithorn, did you happen to have a link to your form with all the questions on one page? I wanted to shamelessly copy, use that, and how I question my potential PC buyers. Sure thing. It's in the description. Auric Merciless saying, thanks for the gift sub. Very cool. I watched one of your streams discussing PCs last week and took your advice shopping around. Good. Now, Outlaw, remember, right now is probably it's not a good time to be buying a PC. A lot of stuff in the supply chain is short. There's shortages in the supply chain for components, things like that. It's not a good time for a lot of SIs. They're out of parts in a lot of ways. Like a lot of things are just held up right now, mostly on the GPU side. 9800X3Ds and things like that are hard to get depending on your budget. You don't need a 9800X3D for most gaming applications. It's just if you're high budget, then you get the best, right? But I would wait until the new products launch, which we're like days away from according to my sources at CES and otherwise. Like next week, we should see at least one of the new GPUs dropping, which is either going to be the thing you should purchase, or it's going to be it's going to drop the price of previous gen hardware, which is still totally fine. Something new comes out, that doesn't mean the previous tech slows down. Remember that, everybody. Do not upgrade just to upgrade. Upgrade when you feel that you need to. When you started doing applications that require better hardware, or if you upgrade from like 1080p to 4K, your PC can't hack it, that's when you upgrade. You don't just do it just because they're like, we have new things and you must buy them. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not the way. It is not the way. Nice mic. Everything is so expensive, but quality comes at a cost. It does. It does. I mean, buy it right or buy it twice. You know, get yourself something decent. There are cheaper options. There are. You can get a Wave 3 for cheaper, but here's the thing about the Wave 3, guys. The Wave 3 from Elgato is a fantastic mic as an all-in-one solution, especially because of their software, which is quite good. But, okay, it is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. Well, what's the problem with that? Well, if you're in a room with zero acoustic treatment for reverberation, things like that, it's going to catch a lot of room noise. Okay, this is why I use a dynamic microphone. Look at this. Look at this. Can you hear me? You can't hear me very well, can you? You couldn't hear me when I did that because this has excellent off-axis rejection. It's rejecting everything around it. Whereas, and also, you need to be close to a dynamic microphone to get good sound, meaning sounds that are farther away, like reverberation, don't get to it. However, these are, I don't know, I just feel like dynamic microphones are better for streaming in general. Unless you walk around a lot, do things like that, then you get a lav mic, or then you get, I don't know, a shotgun mic or something like that. But if you're sitting at a desk and you're streaming, get a dynamic microphone like this one here. That's why you see podcasters all up on their microphones like this. They get all up on their microphones and they're like, that's a podcast voice. That's a podcast voice when you're right on the microphone. Yeah. Because that's you need to be close to these. If I get too far away, the audio quality diminishes until you can kind of just not really hear me that well anymore. That's why dynamic microphones, you're basically eating the thing as you're going. Whereas with a condenser microphone, you got to hang 10. You need to be about that far away from it. Mouth to mic is about a hang 10. At least in my, that's just a good general rule with a condenser microphone. Is there a mic for mobile phones to improve cell phone videos? Yeah, humanity. Any of the microphones that you see that are like Rode microphones or DJI microphones, they work for smartphones as well. Actually, in the short, I'm going to give you all a preview right now. Oh, God, these pop-ups. God, hate that. Hate that practice. Stop it. Stop doing that. Stupid Guitar Center. All right. Let me close this. I don't know. Whatever. We'll just go back to here or there. There you go. There's a form. Whatever. I'm not even showing the whole screen. Doesn't matter. I'm going to give you all a preview of the short because there's something specific I want to show you right now. This is the one I'm posting tomorrow.
We all know Newer makes some of the best budget-oriented... We all know Newer makes some of the best budget-oriented but quality stuff for lighting and camera gear for those that are doing photography or videography, content creators, streamers. That Newer makes some insane stuff for mobile phone production as well. Let's check it out. They've got slim-looking cases like standard cases, but still have
So this was, by the way, you'll notice as I made these later in the show, the quality goes down a little bit because I was kind of rushing to get some of this content out. Okay, do not blame me for that, please. But no, I want to show this. Newer has multiple wireless lavalier microphone kits that work for both full-on cameras and for mobile phones, for smartphones, okay?
Both for mobile and for regular cameras. And these
So you've got multiple kits to choose from. They're going to be cheaper, quite a bit cheaper than your DJI or Rode microphones. And they also have things, some of them, depending on which one you choose, will have onboard recording, like recording into the microphone. If you're in an area where there's a lot of interference, things like that, and you're reviewing your video and there's clipping in the audio, you can put it into some editing software, get the files right off the microphone because they were recorded into the microphone too. Some of these do that. You'll want to verify that feature's on there if it seems important to you. All right, Hayden, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. I had the Focusrite Scarlett years ago. It worked well for my buddy and I. We had 2 guitars going into it at once, and it was great. Yeah, I actually still have around here the Scarlett Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. I didn't need the 2i2, but I had it. I was thinking at the time I might pick up more guitar at the time, and I ended up not doing that. MV7 Plus also have USB-C, I think, and headphone out. Yeah, that's what we were looking at. I should have looked at chat, and I would have realized that faster. I was monitoring myself, but I learned to be fine without it because I switched to using a speaker. I cannot wrap my head around using speakers during a stream. Oats and Goats does it. He's a Super Metroid world record holder, great streamer, has been streaming forever. He uses speakers. I know you have noise filtration, noise gates, but it's just weird to me. I use IEMs. I'm just used to that in-ear monitors. Or people use headphones. I know that like CDog VA uses speakers and not a headset. There's a voice actor guy who does that. That's crazy to me. Nightbray, have a good one. You got it, Jasmine. Thanks for coming in. I got a JLab podcast mic. Nice. I have a little tinnitus. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. No, absolutely no pun intended, by the way. Well, I had someone mention NZXT today. That's unfortunate for them. They need to do better and not choose NZXT. Unless it's because they had questions or whatever. Competition. Oh, car stereo competition. Got it. Is there a mic? Oh, mobile phones. Yeah, that's what I was answering. I upgraded because I wanted to get off my 2070 Super. That's a good reason to upgrade. I'm going back through chats I missed. I'm sorry, guys. Not a bad GPU, but it's getting that point. It's near the end of its life cycle. It's the way it's going with newer games. True. Tinnitus isn't fun. Yeah. Yeah, clear is always there, and I'm used to it, but I don't want it to be any worse, so I stay away from any headphones. That's a good reason to stay away from headphones. I get that. You notice it when sleeping. Yeah, I always have to have white noise. Using Scarlett 2i2 right now. It's a good interface. It just, if you're doing something like an SM7B, you do need a cloud lifter. It can't put out enough decibels, enough dB boost to... The preamp doesn't do a good enough job on an SM7B. You have to crank it. I used to do competition car stereo. I won the loudest car in my city. Oh, God. That's how it happens. Yeah. TechSource has like speakers set up. Yeah, but I don't know if they use it like that when they're streaming. When Ed is streaming, I don't know if that's what he does. Dark Force, have a good night yourself. Thank you for coming in. Got to go to sleep. See you on the next stream. You got it. I should be doing a gaming stream on Sunday. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't. If I don't, I'll let y'all know. But I need to get back to gaming streams. I need the I need the chill vibes. I need the relaxation. I really miss that. It's been too hectic, man. I don't know why I'm still looking at this. Tonight is suffer as well, unfortunately. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. That is good information. Thank you. Sadly, I already bought the PC, but I was on a GS75 Stealth for around 6 years, getting occasional stuttering when running dual monitor. Okay, so the MSI laptop, right? Stealth GS75. Use a Logitech C920 HD webcam. Outlaw of Torn. You should. I don't know what kind of smartphone you have, but you should maybe consider, because both Apple and Android have apps where you can actually link it to your PC and use your smartphone as a webcam, and it's going to be better than any webcam out there, other than like maybe the Facecam Pro from Elgato. That's a really, really good one. But yeah, the phone cameras are crazy. That's what I've actually focused on for this newer short, because they're going big time into smartphone production, because smartphone cameras have gotten crazy, and they make these cages for your smartphone for iPhone 15 and 16 Pro Maxes, and for the Google Pixel 8 and the Samsung Galaxy S23 and S24 and Ultra. It's both Ultra as well. It was the same form factor. So, and they have these screw-on points. They have openings for the cameras to just use them like normal, but there's a metal cage around that has screw-on points for each of the cameras where you can put crazy lenses on there or filters, and they're insane what they're doing with that. They're actually they have probe lenses for phones. Probe lenses are nuts. They're really cool for up close and up close details on electronics and detailed things like that. Watch the short that comes out tomorrow. You'll see what I'm talking about. It is bonkers. What's up, Cody B? How's it going? I'm on a Note 9. I miss Outlaw of Torn. I miss my Note 9. I really do. They improved cameras greatly from the Note 9 to like now the S23, S24s and all that. I'm on the S23 Ultra. But I held on to my Note 9 for as long as I could. And I thought I had solidarity from Linus, who refused to give up his Note 9. Then he switched to a different phone. And I'm like, I don't want to be the only dude left on a Note 9 just because I don't like pinhole cameras, cutouts in my screen. Fine, I'll just get a S23 Ultra. And then Linus goes back to the Note 9. I'm like, dude, it's too late, dude. I'm sorry. He didn't know we were in this together. He had no idea. Subnautica, it's very relaxing. Maybe. I was thinking that I might introduce you guys to the Hollow Knight randomizer, or we do a regular Hollow Knight playthrough. If you guys have never played Hollow Knight and you like platformers like Metroidvanias, it is one of the best games I have ever played. It is in my top 10 now. 100%. I love that game. It's so good. Let me get the music back going over here again. Yes, you guys got a little preview on the short that's coming out tomorrow. Please check it out. It's very cool. Sorry. Sorry, headphone users. Headphone users, rip. My bad. Sorry, I just had to get my levels right. There we go. As long as it's not an iPhone, all good, says Rob Medina. Well, thank goodness, Rob. Thank goodness. I got to tell you, I have probably, truth be told, as a full-time content creator, I have probably done myself a disservice by stubbornly sticking with Android, because iPhone is really good for content creators on the go. But I stuck to my guns and I stayed with Android, and it wasn't the death of my channel. So there you go. What are you playing? Oh, okay. Droid Cam X is extremely good. It is. What am I playing on Sunday? No idea. I did mention it though. Probably Hollow Knight. Been playing Path of Exile 2, loving it. I dipped my toes into ARPGs with Diablo 4, and I just don't have the time to master a game like that. Path of Exile, PoE 2 takes time to figure out. And anybody can figure that game out. It's just the time required to do so. Warm Eagle says, I'm awake. Sorry about that. Not a headphone user, already tinnitus. It's all good. Yeah. Android is amazing. I like it. I've been using it since the Samsung Galaxy, the very first one. No. I had a Motorola Flip. I had a Motorola Flip that I won in a contest. That was my first Android phone. Waiting for Hollow Knight to go on sale. Okay. You really do get a lot for your money on that game. There's a lot of content there. They released, I think, 3 DLCs. They're not massive DLCs. They're not like Elden Ring Erdtree DLCs. But they are fun DLCs that add elements to the game that are really cool. New things to basically not quite a quest line. You don't really have quests. It's a Metroidvania. You have a goal to accomplish, but there's other stuff like to pursue. It's really cool. New endings, things like that. It really does. 50 hours in and I'm just starting to understand what I'm doing. Yeah. The Samsung Fascinate. Don't remember that one. But I feel when Galaxy costs as much as iPhone Pro, then you start wondering what to pick. Like, I don't know. I don't see that as a thing. Like, it's not exactly apples to apples. Haha, get it? The phones do most of the same things, but the ownership experiences, I feel, completely different between the two. It's hard to compare. So it's just like if you're in the Android ecosystem, you're in there. It's a little hard to get out of that, actually. But harder for iPhone users. I refuse to go iPhone. My first was a Droid of some sort. Yeah, mine was a Motorola Flip, and I loved that phone, actually. Mostly because I didn't have to pay for it, because I won it, but whatever. The Fascinate was the original Galaxy. I did not remember that. Ray, I'm switching from iPhone to S24. Do you have any advice for me to get used to it? Well, you might. I think the S24 came out nearly exactly a year ago. The S25 might be coming out soon, if that matters to you, because you could probably get a better price on an S24 if you wait a little bit. Or get the S25 if it's worth it. It might not be. I don't know. But no, just get yourself. Here's what I did. Okay. I got myself a case for mine that basically makes it into MagSafe compatibility. So I always have to have like the ring on here because these things are giant, so it helps to have that. But this case has that ring magnet there, and of course the key charging or whatever is right here. So I can use MagSafe chargers with this phone, and my phone is protected by this thing. I love this case. I've been using it for quite a while now. So I'll just, in my car, I'll just have a MagSafe charger, and it charges my phone. I just stick it on the magnet. It hasn't fallen off or anything. It's really good. What phone? This is an S23 Ultra. Been on that for a while. I've had all the notes, including the exploding ones. You got the 7? Ooh. I would skip a generation. Once I went to the Note 2, I got the Note 4. And then I was going to skip the 6 to get the 7, and then the 7 exploded. So then I held on to the 4 until the Note 8 came out. And then I liked that one. That was a good one. Or Note 9. I think I waited until the Note 9. Note 9 is awesome. I just can't convince myself to upgrade. It's just the fact that you have a complete screen without any holes in it. I cannot believe Samsung has not figured out how to have a camera behind the screen and have it be able to work, because lesser brands have figured that out like a couple years ago. They just poke a hole in your screen, and if you go, it's just really annoying. Us nerds can't be caged in the iPhone ecosystem. I feel the same. Yeah, but there are some people who are, like if you'd be hard pressed to find someone nerdier than Brett of UFD Tech. He's just now getting off of iPhone, and he uses a MacBook. Well, he's a content creator. A lot of those guys do that. But he's a huge PC nerd too. But like his daily drives a MacBook for his laptop, and uses an iPhone. And a lot of nerdy content creators do that because it's just Apple understands the benefits of catering to the content creator ecosystem, and they do that. I don't know. I'm not the most knowledgeable dude when it comes to a lot of that stuff on mobile phone stuff. I just get what works for me, and then I just get comfortable with it. I have a friend that's an Xperia nerd. Sony, that is nerdy. That's a phone nerd right there. I have the Note 4, 5, Edge, 7, 10, and 20. Now the Fold 4. I've thought about a folding phone. I feel like I would break it. I've dropped this thing a couple times. Nothing has happened to it. It's been great. I got a glass screen protector on there. I've got this case on there. I take it out of the case. It's in pristine condition. I could trade it in, and they'll be like, "Whoa, look at this perfectly preserved relic from the past." I love how slim phones are, but they slipped right out. Like, I have tremors, so I have to have a grippy case. Because if I'm having a bad day, because I have days that are worse with my tremors and some that are not as bad, whatever. That might have to do with my diet sometimes, or caffeine, things like that, but still, that exacerbates the issue. But I have to have a grippy phone case so I can hold on to it. That's why I like the ring on there. It doesn't fall out of my hand. So I can't really use phones in their super paper thin form anyway. I've been an iPhone user for a while, but seen people swear by Samsung. I just don't like the Android OS. Well, Ghost Punter, the cool thing about Android OS is you can make it. You have ways to sideload stuff that'll help you change the way, like, your interaction with it is. Make it more iPhone-like. You can totally do that. It's not going to be exactly the same. It's just not. But if it's an appearances thing, definitely. I just do not like Xperia's screen's aspect ratio. It's very slim. Well, I mean, if you're watching movies, it's very cinematic. iPhone 15, bigger camera, bigger battery. iPhone 16, bigger camera, bigger battery. Yawn. Well, that's what people care about, apparently. I'm just pissed off that they got rid of that purple they had. I wasn't going to buy it or anything because it's an iPhone, but I'm glad they had purple for a little bit. I'm addicted to Conan Exiles, says Outlaw of Torn. It's such a great game. Never played it. Check out the specs on the new OnePlus 13 and the price. It's insane. I did see, who was talking about it? Was it MKBHD? Someone talked about that phone, and I was like, Samsung might not always be the way. Like, maybe I should try one of these, like, Outlaw phones here. And I'm not saying Outlaw because Outlaw of Torn is here. Just like, it's like sort of slightly outsider to like the US market anyway. Or if you go to Korea, it's all Samsung everywhere all the time. Wait, no. Yeah. Korea? Yes. And it's funny because if you go to Japan, to like tech stores, you're not going to see Samsung phones there. It's all Sony. It's just they do not like Samsung there. Bray S24 has kind of electric indigo purple color. Yeah, but I couldn't justify getting a new phone over this one. Here's the funny part, okay? I actually have gone through one of the S23 Ultras when I was flying to CES 2024. Last year, I was flying to CES. I very stupidly, even though I had a portable battery, I had a battery I could have charged with. I plugged my USB for my phone into the airplane's USB port. It fried my phone. Never use those. Ever, never use those. It fried my phone. It just was dead. No getting data off of it. Well, I mean, maybe could have gotten data off it. But anyways, I had to go through getting a new phone while I was in Vegas for CES. And 4 weeks after that, the S24 was announced. I was like, son of a God! That's why I use D-brand textured skins, make the phone grippy. I still like to have this. Or, well, I mean, it's not on there now, because I have to take this off in order to MagSafe charge it. But I really like having this ring on there. It's a kickstand. It's really nice. But also, I can do things like holding my phone like that and move my hand around the whole screen without it falling off. It's definitely something. That's why otherwise I would do something like D-brand skin, but like, not necessary. I've got the case. It's good enough for me. I feel it's less secure in my option. It is. Most of Android is open source. Yeah, you do need to be a little bit more responsible with what you do with the phone. Fold is heavier, kind of nice. No problem with the fold surface. Just need to get the hinge clean so it folds flat again. Oh, that sounds like a pain in the butt. I would probably enjoy cleaning something like that, like getting in there with a little pick or whatever, some isopropyl alcohol, getting there, cleaned it out. That would be kind of satisfying, I feel. Still use a 22. That was a good phone too, from what I hear. When I was a kid, I had one of the first Nokia touch screens. That thing was awesome. To fix a screen, it was like 8 screws and 1 ribbon cable. That's awesome. Nokia, where are you? And the LCD screen came off. No messing with glass and adhesive and stuff. And screens were cheap. I was an angry child, and I will say that phone put several holes in my wall, and 9/10 the screen would not crack. Crazy. One of the big things about the cost of screens right now is that they just attach stuff to it. Like you'll have your digitizer on there for the capacitive touch as part of it. And that's why you're not just buying the LCD. You're buying often the backlight, LCD, and the digitizer all in one with the glass. It's expensive. I just remember watching someone that went to the Samsung booth at CES. Sadly, that page dropped off my radar. And Samsung was promoting their big phone made for mobile gamers. Well, that's a market that I don't know if it ever really took off. But like Asus ROG, still doing the ROG phone. You'll still find like Red Magic making theirs, stuff like that. Razer, I don't know if they went back to making the phones or not, but they make a small phone-sized tablet now. No, they made it a couple of years ago, I think. My first smartphone was a Galaxy Pocket. That screen was insanely small, but it seemed huge at the time. It's all perception, Onward. It's all perception. One thing you'll notice is like, whatever the size of a TV is and wherever it is, you can get used to it, and that's just what you watch. Same thing with a screen. We just get accustomed to them in our brains. The reason I don't like expensive phones, I usually drop them into the ocean when I'm out on my boat. Well, Aeon, my advice to you on that would be to not drop it in the ocean. Black Bray, I get that, Crash. I get you. Weren't you having dinner? What happened to your dinner? I hope it was good. That's what the Nokia. Let me see. Is it worth going from a 7900 XTX to a 5080? Trent and Ralph, are you doing anything other than gaming? Do you care a lot about ray tracing? It was all about the Sidekick back in the day. I knew so many people with the Sidekick. Yeah, it was all about that. A lot of people liked that thing. I remember. Okay, was it Def Jam Fight for New York? They had the Singular sponsored. No. Singular was in Need for Speed Most Wanted. No, Def Jam Fight for New York. You had a Sidekick phone or something. It was interesting. It was always interesting seeing how these things were represented in video games as your comms and stuff. It's funny. I just remember being like playing like Need for Speed Most Wanted, like years after it had come out. Singular was gone, and I'm like, yo, there's that weird orange Singular guy, just like, yeah. Funny. What does bro mean by Linus gave him his shaft? You missed it earlier. I said the whole story. It was very funny, but it was just a shaft extension for this. He gave me his out of his backpack at CES. I had a very funny story for it. You're going to have to take my word for that. You can also go back and hear me tell it in a funny way. But it was just this. He gave me his own and assured me that he could get another one. And I was like, cool, awesome. But we got to chat briefly at CES. No, just gaming. Stick to 7900 XTX until it's not performing well enough in the games you play. Then get a 6080. Like, if you're not really caring about ray tracing, the 7900 XTX is an awesome GPU. It's very good. If you do care about ray tracing, I wouldn't go from a 7900 XTX to a 9070 XT. God, how do you completely disassociate a product from all your previous products? Change the naming convention to match your competitor, who you're not really competitive with, by your own admission, AMD Radeon. More like Radi off, because you're off your kilters for your naming convention. Anyway, I need to clip that. 1 sec. Go for it. It's pretty far back. You talking about the shaft thing? It was a funny story. It was meatloaf barbecue sauce instead of ketchup. See, I would like that. I don't like ketchup. Never keep your iPhone Pro in your hoodie front pocket. When getting into boat, it will go down to ocean creatures. Yeah, don't do that. Aeon, if I can recommend anything, it's going to be something like cargo pants with zip-up pockets. Zip that thing into a pocket. Don't take it out unless you have to when you're on a boat. Easy peasy. The gamer phone, yeah, I remember. Razer or BlackBerry? Oh, well, Razer made a gaming phone. I wanted it back in the day, but I couldn't justify the cost. Thank you for the info. Great stream as usual. Got to go pay attention to the wife now. Good night. Have a good one, Outlaw of Torn. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. And there's gonna be more recommending of stuff on Tuesday and Thursday of next week. We're just right now too ignorant of when Nvidia is actually launching their GPUs. I'm gonna be doing research this weekend on who's got pre-orders. I'm gonna be putting questions around to make that content for early next week, and then we'll talk about it on stream too. Sunday is just going to be fun day. It's just going to be gaming on stream, and it's only on Twitch that I do those. Sunday at 8 p.m. Central, we're going to be playing a game. It could be Hollow Knight randomizer or regular playthrough, because you guys might not have been familiar with the regular playthrough, and I might want to get that on. There's just a mustache hair that tried to stop my mouth from closing. It was weird. It was like got in there like a toothpick. Weird. Anyways, mustaches are just weird. Okay, it's just you get used to it, but you never really do. Anyway. Maybe Hollow Knight, maybe Subnautica, if I can buy it or something, because I'm not doing a lot of unnecessary purchasing right now, considering the story I told you guys about what happened at CES. I don't really have the fundage to do that, really. But maybe if it's on sale or something, I'll grab it. Easy Jake Oven, who would know about cooking, as you can tell by the name, says ranch on meatloaf is elite. So is ranch on pot roast. Easy Jake Oven, when we do a roast in a crock pot, one thing we add in is the ranch mix to the au jus. It's really good. That's okay, Alan. You're good. Samsung should make limited edition Squid Game phone. Should they? I never watched Squid Game. I should have. I watched the Mr. Beast video. I have a question about Founder 5090 or Astral Quat Fan OC Edition. I never owned FE, and I do not think I need now. Well, you don't need a 5090 unless you're going to be utilizing all that VRAM and you're doing productivity stuff as well as gaming. Otherwise, get a 5080. And here's the fun thing, everybody. Something a lot of people did not mention to you from their Asus videos. That Quad Fan Astral GPU apparently was not even the 5090. That was their 5080. 4-slot 5080. What's the 5090 going to look like? Subnautica is a beautiful game. I agree. I love watching people play it. I've never played it myself. PC Building Simulator. I have played that on Sunday streams before because I wanted to ease people into the idea of me gaming on stream again. People still left. People love to hear me talk about computers, but once I start actually using one to game, they're like, just, yeah. I don't like to get a Squid Game might be a little intense for you, but the thing is I can watch stuff like that. I just prefer not to usually. It just makes me uncomfortable. Not like peeing my pants uncomfortable, just like, But Squid Game it was a cultural phenomenon. I should check it out, and if it gets to where I don't really enjoy myself, I'll stop watching it. 4 slots sounds like SLI to me. It is single PCIe slot. It's single PCIe connection, but 4 slots. Just insane. With a push-pull configuration on the blow-through part of the cooler at the very end. It's crazy. I'm wondering what AMD is going to do with their next generation naming. 10,070. They don't think that far. They don't think that far. They had 2,000 more to go. It was going to be 8,000. Well, no, they had one. It was going to be 8,000 series. They could have had 9,000 next generation. They just don't get it, man. They don't get it when it comes to naming stuff. They were on a roll, dude. They were on a roll. Except then they went 7900 XTX and XT. It should have just been like, there should not have been a 7900 XTX. It should have just been top one, 7900 XT, like they did before. And it's always something a little wrong with AMD's naming. Whoever is doing the naming of stuff at AMD, may I make a suggestion? Perhaps don't quit or anything, and they shouldn't get fired, but maybe they could look at maybe taking a different position at AMD. Perhaps something custodial. That's a needed job and a noble one. They should do that instead. Okay, so you got a little rant. There was this mini rant. I'm so sick of the naming over at AMD. So Intel, you're not off the hook either. Your naming for your CPUs this generation was god awful. Just so stupid. Do they not want money? Do they not like money from people? You have to, people want to understand what they're buying. Do you think 5090 cores on display and the spreadsheet is correct? And there'll be a Titan? I haven't evaluated that much. I'm honestly not the best authority in that kind of stuff. I look on a much more shallow level because I have to stay there because I can't go into the weeds on stuff. I'm meant to be welcoming to people newer to PC stuff. It interests me, but when it comes to doing the research on things like that, I'm going to let people who cover that commonly look into it. And I'm going to be the one who's like watching their content, and then making my own conclusions and then bringing that to y'all. I haven't really looked into it myself. I'm just like, there's too much. Even after the keynote, there's still too many unknowns, too many rumors. I will say this. I watched the thermal breakdown video with Gamers Nexus and one of their thermal engineers from Nvidia. And that dude is great. That card is fascinating. I really want an FE 5090. I want to see how it runs. I want to see it do its thing, because God, that thermal design was awesome. Like, it's not like they're just let AI take the wheel. No, that thing is still 575 watts and it has to cool that. And apparently it manages. The curvature of the fin stack, like the Z height curvature it's really fascinating, okay? But you guys know me. I get a pre-built with one of those in there. You know what I'm going to be saying. I'm going to be saying, like, look, we're going to be checking this out. This is going to be really cool, or it might be really bad. I don't know. But that doesn't mean I'm here telling you go out and buy this. I'll be looking at systems at all price points for 50 series, because I am always clear about, like, you don't have to buy the thing at the top of the chart. It's just for comparison purposes, not, oh, we narrowed it down to the one you have to get, and it's the one up here on top. It's not what a chart is for. It's not an Olympic podium. Crash, I have Binding of Isaac on Switch already, so I wouldn't get it on. I played the heck out of that game, all DLC, all that stuff. So it's played out for me at this point, but it was really fun for a long time. Yeah, Ghost Poner, I don't know if they understand. Like, I just want to go over there and be like, okay, guys, listen, we're going to do this together, AMD. 1, 2, you had that right before. 3, you had that right. No, not 5. 5 is not next. It's 4. 4. Well, it's just for laptops. No. You want your buyers to know what they're buying for their desktops too. Just put another thing on there at the end to say it's it's a mobile chip. You could have just done that instead of changing the whole freaking number set. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. It just comes out, guys. I'm so sorry. I walk around with this burden all day in here, just simmering. And then when it comes up, I'm just like, I'm glad I have a limiter on this thing. Otherwise, yeah. That video was phenomenal explanation of what goes into even the small details. Also served to remind me of what us engineers sound like when we were left unscripted. I'm practiced at going unscripted at this point. It's why I sometimes get details incorrect, and I will say, I'm not sure about this. I think it's this, and let's go look it up or something like that. Streaming is amazing practice for speaking without a script, I mean, you can have notes, things like that. I just do this. I just try to get it all in the old coconut and then. 59 Founders is liquid metal cooled like PS5. And then Anna People says, I heard some people do not like that. Liquid metal has been used in many, many applications. Nvidia knows how to use it safely. There are 3. Some liquid metal applications have 1 single foam wall or something like that to keep the liquid metal from getting out. There are 3. 1 main wall to keep the liquid metal from escaping or getting into, it is conductive. And then 2 redundancies. 2. And they said in that video, they tested it with 2, never had a problem. They still went with 3. Asus using a different thermal thingy that lasts forever. Yeah, well, it's a phase change material. PTM number. I have some actually from LTT. I don't mind liquid metal. I've had my PS5 2 years in horizontal. Haven't had any heating issues. Well, that thing has heating issues because of ventilation. I mean, it's not going to be because of the liquid metal. All right, Frank, have a good one. See you again later. Also watch Squid Game subbed if you do. Okay. Dubbing has really come a long way, but I mean, sure. I do not agree. I do agree, because every benchmark I've seen, it's only like 20 FPS more, but wanted a professional opinion. Oh, yeah. No, so I was talking about this earlier, and guys, there is nothing wrong with taking your understanding of something, because look, PC hardware and the way it works, the way that we use them, all of that. One of the best things about being a PC enthusiast is the fact that things change and evolve. If you want things to stay the same forever, for the naysayers out there who are like, oh, frame gen, I don't like it. If you want things to stay the same for 5-6 years, go to console gaming. Stick with that. You'll feel safe there. And I'm not trying to be like derogatory, not derogatory. I'm not trying to be dismissive. You actually will probably prefer console gaming because it takes forever to change. PC gaming changes all the time. Remember the naysayers for ray tracing. 20 series. During 20 series, they were pretty much right. No games have this. Now some games cannot not have it. You think that if Nvidia really pushes frame gen, that it's not going to be a mainline thing in a few years? Oh, it absolutely is. If you don't like change, you're going to be pretty uncomfortable in the PC space because it changes all the time. And this is me who remembers PCI versus AGP, okay? Like, I go back a while with this stuff. It has changed and changed over and over and over and over and over and over, yet everyone freaks out when it happens again. You cannot do that. You have to be able to let go of whatever your preconceptions are. This stuff is exciting when you think about it. It is very exciting. Now, do I want to have one rasterized frame and 19 artificial AI generated frames? That makes me uncomfortable, and I don't even want to think about that. Before, sure. Why not? It's what the biggest company in the world thinks is the future. And they kind of have gotten that right a lot of times. A lot of times. I can tell you right now, I'm not smarter than an Nvidia engineer. I'm not smarter than pretty much the most powerful CEO in the world. God, don't ever tell him I said that. He doesn't know me. He saw me once at CES. That was it. He wouldn't recognize me in a lineup. But I'm not smarter than that guy. He knows how to manipulate the market. He knows how to push the industry, he will continue to do that. Dude's gonna puff out his chest, walk around like Thanos. I am inevitable. Sure, you actually kind of are. I don't like to admit it. I have my beefs with Nvidia. I do. In some ways, they price themselves out of the market. But what else do they do? Their 70 and 70 Ti class cards went down $50 MSRP. Did we miss that? Did that not get enough attention? I just, in my own video, I just said the prices. I didn't do what I should have and point out, like, they took $50 off the MSRP from the previous generation. That's good. More of that. More of that, please. Let's see that happen with the 60 class card. But I don't want to alienate anyone who has firm beliefs of things and strong opinions. We need that. We need this discourse. We need to have these conversations. And those conversations don't go anywhere if there's not someone who's pretty adamant on one point and the other person who's adamant on another. That's how we learn stuff, right? But we do need to be willing to change our minds. And I'm not saying anything is set in stone. I'm just saying keep an open mind. I want to get a system with one of those cards in it and game on it. Daily drive it. See how it is. I'm going to be sent a system with that in it, and that's going to give me the opportunity to do it on y'all's behalf. If you can wait for that, cool. If you can't, I get it. I understand. But it's going to be pretty awesome, I think. Because, guys, DLSS is really good. The only reason to turn it off is to benchmark hardware. Just hardware. Rasterized performance, though, is not going to be the be-all, end-all result anymore. It's just not going to be that way after a while. After a very short while, I think. AI is going to become inseparable from hardware-oriented performance. That's just where it seems to be going. Am I happy about that? Does that matter? No. Am I acknowledging it? I have to be realistic. Yes. What's that poster on the wall? Giving Yusuke vibes, but can't tell. That is Yusuke Urameshi right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Indiana Jones is ray tracing. Yeah, Indiana Jones has forced ray tracing. PC gaming might be worth it just because of the huge library of games. Well, yeah, and if that's the case, the pros can outweigh the cons for you, or they won't. I got a 4060 Ti with 16 gigs video for AI image and voice generation, and running LLM models, large language models. For you don't have to say large language. Saying LLM models is like saying ATM machine, but that's fair. I'm not going to correct it. I guess I just did. Sorry. And runs every. That is. Hold on. Let me correct myself first before I say that. Yeah, model, large language model. So LLMs and runs everything smooth. Need CUDA for most AI programs. Oh yeah, no. Many AI many LLMs are designed with CUDA in mind. Now, is that coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it works. It works really well for what it does. And like I did Stable Diffusion locally on one of my previous PCs, and I had to have an Nvidia card. They were like, this is not going to run on an AMD card. It's just not going to run on it. This is designed with CUDA in mind. They own it. They own the AI industry, which is currently the fastest growing industry in the world. I remember when AGP wasn't even a thing. I like to think about Trident PCI 2 megabyte video drive. Yeah. Real-time AI foreign film adaptation translations. We're in for a whole new world. But like, where is the downside of that? I mean, the person who would be doing the translating is out of a job, I guess, but they can do something else. Like as people lose positions, like in older jobs, if they're open-minded, there are new jobs being created by AI, designing, maintaining, implementing AI. That's a ton of new jobs right there. Every company can use any big company can use multiple people in those positions. So instead of doing the Garth move from Wayne's World, we fear change. No, like, it's gonna happen no matter what. Learn to use it responsibly, like be an advocate for that, for not paraphrasing or stealing original artists' work, things like that. I think companies should pay artists and writers and things like that internally to generate, to just write and do art and make their own source material, reference material for training LLMs, things like that, for training AI for their own internal things. That's jobs everywhere for that. That's tons of jobs. And then there's zero legal ramifications then, if they're not just training it on all the free stuff on the internet. No. Make your own. Have your own artists and writers and musicians or whatever, voice actors, things like that. Make your own internally, and then you own that stuff, and then you're not screwing over independent artists. Why isn't this a thing already, guys? Doesn't that make all the sense in the world? I'm getting two 5090s, Astral and FE. The Astral's okay. I think it's kind of nice. I think the design's kind of nice. It doesn't like, yeah, you know? You know what's funny? One of the more polarizing ones, and I think someone mentioned this. Who mentioned it? I skimmed through it. Someone mentioned Zotac. Yo, Asteri, how's it going? PC gaming changes on a dime. You're very right. I hope you're doing well, by the way. Haven't seen you in a bit. Someone gifted you a sub earlier, which is really cool. Someone mentioned Zotac. Zotac took a risk with their 5090 design, and they made it a bit polarizing. I think it looks sick. Let me see. I'll bring it up. Not the best picture. I think this is a good looking card, personally. Now, this infinity mirror thing right here, this is something you can turn off. You can turn off your RGB if you want. I believe you can run your RGB off of your 3-pin 5-volt ARGB as well. And also, they made the 12 VH PWR or 12V 2x6. I'm not sure which kind of connector it is. Hopefully, the 2x6. They made it flush with the shroud. Like, thank you for that. Thank you. I hate these cards where you have to get needle nose pliers to unclip your 12 VH PWR. But I think this is a great looking card. It's inoffensive. It's not crazy. You can turn off the RGB, or you can connect it and control it with your motherboard. I think it looks good. Does it look better than the Astral? Not sure. It's going to be subjective. I think this one looks really nice. And, you know, Zotac's not going to charge $3,000 for theirs. I'll bet Asus ROG Astral, it's going to be $3,000. How much do you want to bet? 2,700, we think? What do we think? What do we think, chat? What is the new flagship? It's not even... Here's the crazy thing, chat, all right? The ROG Strix card is not even... That line is not even getting a 5090. It's not even getting a 5080. It's 5070 Ti at the highest. The Strix is no longer the king of the hill. Crazy, right? Now it's going to be the Astral. So yeah, 2,500, 2,700. What do we think? Good, and you? I just got back from CES. I'm very tired. A lot of stuff happened. It was good though. I just ups and downs. Given Asus 3K. No, I can't see them adding an entire 50% to the price of the card. Maybe 2,500. Please. The liquid cooled one, yeah, maybe 3K. Brave, you played Don't Starve? No. I have not. I want 5 outputs. Only Asus has 2 HDMI. Aeon, I don't think both of them. I think you can only use 4 at a time. If you want 5 displays, get one on USB-C, DisplayPort over USB-C. That like I do, what I'm looking at, when I look at the camera, I'm actually looking at my Elgato prompter. If you stream or do anything like that, it is awesome. If you do if you do teleconferencing on your PC, like Zoom, things like that, it is awesome because you can have the face of the person you're talking to and look them right in the eyes. It's almost creepy. Very, very cool. I love the Elgato prompter. It is a very cool device because it just runs off of USB-C. It doesn't even require DisplayPort. I was just laughing at the triple hermetic barrier around the die. Like I can almost hear the marketing team running to slap that on everything. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, the vapor chamber did look ridiculous. It was really nice. Okay. Fan edition. We're loving Zotac over here. Yeah, no, I think this is a good looking card. No joke, this is a good looking card. Zotac cooked, in my opinion, but it is polarizing. Some people hate this thing. I feel like maybe if they hadn't cut off the corners here, maybe if they had standard boxy style, people might have liked it more. But I think it's a nice look. Imagine this in something like a height Y70, where it has corner cut off on the case. Boom, you suddenly have an aesthetic. A tied-in aesthetic, just like that. All right, Lice said, hi, good night. Great shorts. Love the info on the Razer fan chairs. Thank you. I'm glad you did. I'm not sure who's gonna like the shorts. I just covered as much as I could, and Razer invited me to their booth, so I was like, I want to work with Razer. They make some cool stuff. I used to love Razer stuff back in the day. They made some of the first gaming stuff ever. When it comes to peripherals, but you know, they also go a little overboard on some things. Or is it a Windows boundary? I think it's a Windows boundary. I'm not sure. Stinky tofu flavored ice. What's with this stinky? Oh, crash. No. I'll be grabbing a couple Asus cards because I have a hunch to test. Their new boards are super expensive and their components are meh. I want to see if that applies to their GPUs. Okay. You're talking about motherboards? Thought Zotac was going to stick to a curved design, but I like their take on the 50 series. I think it looks really good. I'm sure lower level cards aren't going to have as much RGB as 5080 and 5090. Probably, yeah. Like, look at this view right here. This looks clean as heck. Are you kidding me? This looks really good. It's not overdone. It's not in your face. It is kind of in your face, but it's not overly designed. If this is actually semi-transparent on the shroud, heck yes. Bring back translucent plastics in tech, please. I want my atomic purple N64 vibes. Please. Maybe Yeston will do it. Yeston did have a couple things that they made. It looked really good. I don't like MSI, but Supreme is nice. It's too big. Like, they had a chance. They should have tried to, like, hyper focus on the engineering, the thermal engineering like Nvidia did. I love the thought of a 570 watt 2-slot card. I need to see it in action. Kelt, please help me out, everybody. Help me out, everybody. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for another collab. I'm gonna, Kelt, I'll text you, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to call you out on stream. I don't even know if you're here, but you do like to lurk sometimes. Okay, not here right now. That's fine. Unless you're over there in YouTube land. All right, well. 5090 would be really nice and white. Yeah, I didn't see any white 5090s. Like MSI had some really clean white cards. Their 5070 Ti though, I think was, oh no, 5080 was the highest end. The other MOBAs, they basically side graded their component selection and slapped on a huge premium. Basically just made me go ASRock. ASRock is kind of killing it this generation. MSI killed it last generation. Gigabyte is always the dark horse when it comes to like, they provide a lot of IO for the money, and their ICE motherboards are so visually sick. And the fact that there's an onboard internal full HDMI port for like your sensor panels and things like that inside the case is super sick. That nobody else is doing that. Yet Gigabyte gets a bad rep because I don't like their BIOS. How much time are you spending in the freaking BIOS? Or if you're Jake from LTT, BIOS. I think a lot of people say it like that. I just don't. That you're like, I want to sacrifice aesthetics and cool features because I don't like the way the BIOS is organized. It's got all the features I want, but I don't like the names of them or where they are. Get over it. Learn it. Learn the Gigabyte BIOS. They give you a lot of IO for the money. That's really good. You get the clear purple Stream Deck? I did. It's not like I used it as part of like set dressing for some B-roll I was doing. It's not currently in my main setup right now. I'm mostly just using the Stream Deck Plus. I'm a sucker for ROG. I pay gladly more for ROG. Don't have that mindset. They've had some slip-ups recently in support. And part of that extra premium you're paying is supposed to be support after the sale. And they've been messing up on that. So feel free to jump ship. Okay? They don't owe you any loyalty. So you definitely don't owe. Well, they owe you some loyalty. You gave them money. But they don't give that. So you don't owe them anything. It doesn't look like it's censored. It's not censored for me. Up to you what you buy for sure. Just saying that's what they're going after. Finally gave in. Braithorn, yeah, I did get that. Yeah, we talked about Stream Deck. I was hoping you were going to say Atomic Purple Steam Deck. No, Stream Deck. Braxton, thank you for the tier 3 sub, my friend. I appreciate that. Welcome. How's it going? Dang, that's support, though. Thank you. By the way, for wood case lovers, found a cheaper version of the Fractal North. It's called Munfrost Alder, though I don't know if it ships to the US. A lot of cases that don't. And with tariffs, who knows if they will. How do you think they taught GPT? Use creators' work, publicly available videos, articles, etc. Legal gray area. I think it's all happening in... Yeah, they did that, but that's a problem. That's what I'm saying, is that for all these companies buying up all this AI hardware, have internal talent to create the stuff it learns on. Like, do that. Create your own design languages, your own art styles, your own musical styles, all that thing that has your brand signature in it. Like, do that. There's so much opportunity for this. These companies, all I can think about is like, well, it's free on the internet. Everyone else is doing it. I'm just going to do what everybody else does because I am not original. I like the Zodiac Ada designs. I have a Trinity OC White 4070 Ti Super that gives me Star Trek vibes. That is a nice looking card. I know I should never be loyal, but I never had any issues with premium ROG stuff. Well, people have. I mean, they had a massive issue with the Z690 Maximus Hero, where they had capacitors that they soldered onto the motherboard reverse, backwards. So it was like burning it up. It was crazy. A transcript Steam Deck would be sick. You mean transparent, right? Well, you can get shells for a Stream Deck. You can do that yourself. You can DIY that stuff. Same thing for a Switch. You can get shells for your Switch, for your Joy-Cons, all kinds of stuff. I don't know. It's going to be a while for that stuff to come up for the Switch too, but every time I install Armory Crate on a system, part of me dies inside. Yeah, I know. If you're just trying to control your RGB, just get Signal RGB. It's compatible with, I think, like 50,000 components now. It's crazy. Hold on, I'm checking something real quick. Oh my God. No, thank you. All right, guys. I made the mistake with going Corsair. It's very pretty, and the few games that work with them make it look amazing, but the troubleshooting hurts my soul sometimes. Ooh. All my screens, 2 PC is ROG Strix. All your monitors? Ooh, cool. They make some good monitors for sure. Levels JC, dude, long time. No kidding. How's it going? Signal RGB is nice. Yeah. Check this out, DF Starfield. One of the worst RGB implementations was with MSI's software. And they've made now, they're collaborating with Signal RGB. Signal RGB is now going to be the RGB software for MSI Center, which is actually awesome. I got to talk to Tim, the CEO of Signal RGB, about it a little bit, and it's really exciting. I hope to work with them because, listen to this. With people coming in, getting help on a PC, being new to the PC space, one of the best things I could probably do is be like, hey, RGB software is kind of a mess, especially if you have multiple brands of devices. Here's a solution that is just one application you need to get that controls all of it. That makes a lot of sense for someone who's new to this stuff. And I've told that to Tim before, and he was like, yeah, we need to do something together. So that'll be cool. Now, what's up with Corsair as of late? Even their new PSU lineup is meh. It's true. Well, I mean, you know, ups and downs for every company, right? Open Pixels. They're doing some cool stuff with their liquid cooling, at least, from what I hear. All right, everybody, it is that time. We're going to go ahead and raid a good friend of mine and a good friend of the channel, Liger Zero Gaming. They're playing Satisfactory right now. So if you're trying to go from some satisfactory conversation to some satisfactory visuals and gaming stuff, good job, me. I sort of fell apart there at the end. That's what we're gonna do. Good friend of mine, please stick around for the raid and say something nice to Liger Zero before, even if you gotta leave. Just drop. For those who are subscribed, I have custom animated Bray Raid emotes. You can drop a few of those, or just type in Bray Raid with an exclamation point, and don't do it a bunch of times. Just throw one message out there. It makes it a lot more hype. This is for the Twitch chat, by the way. For YouTube, we don't do raids. We don't really have a raid thing. But if you want to join the fun, click the Twitch link in the description of the YouTube stream. Come on over, even if it's as a guest. Just we're gonna be all moving to another stream, and I'm gonna be going to grabbing a bite to eat and passing out. That's what I'm gonna do. What is up with all the memes and talk about 4090 owners crying because of 5090? I'm so lost. It's one expensive card to another. It's just something new comes out. If you spent $1,600 on one card and the new one comes out, then it might bug you, but 4090 is still going to be awesome. And in some ways, maybe, I don't know, I wouldn't say better, but it's in straight up performance without DLSS 4, it's similar, not similar. It's just not that far behind in performance. Anyways, let's go raid Liger Zero. Really cool, cool streamer, and they're playing a really cool game that I yet to try myself. But sorry, Levels JC, that you just got here and we're ending the stream. But c'est la vie. That's how it goes. Yes, Rob, stay on top of that. Make sure you have the latest microcode. And Tech Blacksmith, thank you for the gifted memberships earlier. Very much appreciated. But all right, everybody, we're going to do this raid in a second here. What am I doing? No, I must raid before everybody leaves. Oh, no, it's an ad break. Ah! Damn you, Twitch. Damn you, Bezos. Can I get banned for saying that? But all right, let me at least start this up, because it takes a little bit. But Liger Zero is super chill. The game is satisfactory. It's a really fun game. So let's go ahead. Ad breaks ended. It's over now. Community should be back now. Thank you for sticking around for that. If you did, let's go ahead and raid my buddy Liger Zero, and then just say something nice, even if you got to go, because it just makes it that much better of an experience. I will see you guys on Sunday on Twitch only for a gaming stream, and then Tuesday we're back. We'll see if we have updates on 50 series. I should have a video out by then. Watch the YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, please, if you want updates on what I saw at CES and what was cool about it in very short and easy to digest parts that are not 30-minute videos. And that's going to be it for this one, though. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you greatly. And until the next one, take care.
Let's go, nerds!